What a finish! What a man!
The drum roll finishes, and the target is hit.
And it comes on finals night, and it's a knockout.
Dirty Harrison! Van Velzen!
'Bullseye for the win. Bullseye for the win. And where have we seen that before?
Don't switch off. That is going to light up any dartboard. Tops us up then to level this all up. Doesn't need too many opportunities when offered.
Brings Kevin Painter into life in this fixture. A huge 1-3-3 finish.
Goodness gracious, wait! Back-to-back 9 darters! It's certainly a group littered with experience. Welcome along to the night session. We are in Portsmouth once again for the Modus Super Series, and you are very welcome to the Modus Live Lounge, and you're very welcome to Pluto TV. Oh, it's a bit dramatic tonight, isn't it? Forget about the football. Let's get into the darts, shall we, here on the South Coast, because, well, we could see some extra time and some shootout drama as far as this Group B is concerned. And we're going to see England and Sweden duke it out. And already this week, we've seen some of those affairs become, well, rather dramatic, haven't we? Matthew Edgar is going to be on the edge of his seat throughout the course of the evening. When England plays Sweden in a sporting arena, anything can happen, can't it?
Well, we've seen it, haven't we, in the football? Now are we going to see it on the dartboard? I'm pretty sure we will. We've got some really tasty clashes coming this evening, and I'm guessing a lot of drama. It'll be a very, very tight group, this one.
Well, Group C is what we saw on the afternoon session today, and it was Scott Baker who topped the table overnight. Started well, had a little bit of a wobble in the middle, but recovered well towards the end, didn't he?
I still don't understand, even hours later, how Scott Baker lost that game, which he did. I thought he was going to run the card. He looked perfect in regards to doing that. Lost his way completely. I've never seen a player sort of capitulate in performance as much as Baker did in that middle one. That's the negative. The positive is good. The positive is Scott Baker's top of the table, plus 10 legs. He looked exceptional at times. He was my pick to win that group, and I'm going to stick with that selection. I think Scott Baker's going to take that tomorrow.
We're going to resume that action for 1 p.m. tomorrow afternoon here on Pluto TV. Let's have a look at the tournament bracket then as we head towards the midway point of the week. Derek Coulson won Group A on Wednesday afternoon, and tonight we are going to see Group B get underway. Now, Andreas Harrison is, I suppose, whenever he's involved in a group here, the Super Series, is always the big draw, is always the big name attraction. In terms of this week, we always had another big name in Derek Coulson involved. Was Andreas kind of like caught between the tailwind of DC? Because actually, some of the darts he's thrown have been typically Andreas, typically good.
Monday he was brilliant. And Monday he looked at Andreas Harrison. He said he's going to go win this week quite convincingly. He still may. But Tuesday and Wednesday, something that I don't normally say about Andreas Harrison, just was a little bit inconsistent. I think he's going to do well in this Group B. I think he's going to look at this, see it as a real opportunity. Maybe didn't want to play the full 5 days, but it's the hand he's been dealt. It's the hand that he's played for himself. I think Andreas Harrison's going to come in this looking quite strong.
In terms of Kevin Payton, look, we know some of the issues that he's had over the last year or so. He's been very open about them. How do you think he's going to acquit to the Super Series stage?
Honestly, I don't know. And I think, honestly, if you ask Kevin the same question, I don't think he knows exactly what to happen here. But he did play here a few weeks back in the Seniors Champion of Champions, had a good performance there against Mervyn King, and I think can take a lot of positives from that. But you just never know what you're going to get on the day when you're struggling with what Kevin is with the dartitis. But there are more good days right now than bad days, and he'll be hoping that this is a good day. And I think everyone watching this as well is sort of willing and hoping for the best here for Kevin Painter, and that we see the Kevin of old.
Well, let's have a look at the odds then. This is what the bookies think about Perseus. Now, Andreas Harrison goes off a lofty favourite, 4-6. Right in your eyes, or do you think they've been a little bit generous?
Right favourite, tight price. I mean, you'd take Andreas Harrison to win the group, but maybe at them odds with the players that are in here, I'm not convinced 4 to 6 value.
It is 18 plus, gambleware.org if you could have a flutter on the Super Series this evening. Right, let's get into game one then. It's a meeting between Steve West and Kevin Edwards. And earlier on this evening, I caught up with Kev. Kev, great to see you again here at the Super Series. How much are you looking forward to the next couple of days?
I'm really looking forward to it. It's I know it's going to be a tough group, but I'm looking forward to the challenge.
Is it one of those challenges that you very much relish?
Most definitely, yeah. I'm probably going to be the underdog, but I like being the underdog. I like going under the radar and showing people what I can do.
Can you almost treat this, even though you're going to have expectations of doing well, but can you almost treat it with an element of free hit?
I think so, yeah. Yeah, like I say, people won't expect me to win, but I know what I can do. And if I do turn up, then they're in trouble.
Your previous record's fairly decent here in terms of making it through to Saturdays. We've seen some good games from yourself. What is it about the live lounge stage that brings out some good darts in yourself?
It's the actual setup. The setup is brilliant. When you first hear it, takes some getting used to because it's nothing like you've ever played darts in before. It's so quiet. You, me, and the chalker basically. But once you get used to it and you take it all in, it's perfect setup.
Is it fair to say from the first time around, and you did well in your first appearance, then the next times we've seen, has it felt like you've become a little bit more relaxed? You kind of got used to the stage and the lights and things like that?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Like you say, I done really well on the first time I was here, but then I think I felt the pressure, and then, but hopefully this time I'll just relax and play my game.
Well, we look forward to watching you play, Kevin. Good luck tonight.
Thanks, Henry. Thank you very much.
Double 10. And Scotland's off to the perfect start.
Look at the head there for Jimmy Vansky, and Burnett steps out for Richie Burnett, does find double 10, and it is a 4-3 victory.
16 to complete a 4-1 success. Third time into the chart, and the Netherlands are into the semi-finals. History is in the making, because for the first time ever, there will be a paired 9-dart shootout. Well, this is the loudest I think I've ever heard the live now. Steve West is in race again. Well, that might well be the biggest cheer we see tonight. And kicks off for Maximum. And I suppose the one advantage of... Well, that is absolutely incredible. Scott Campbell in a 9-dart shootout has found 2 180s. So Scotland and Belgium are into the semi-finals. The Republic of Ireland head for home. The Netherlands are into the final. Much to the delight of this tacked-out Portland.
And he only needed one more. It is Wales that is through to the final.
And it's double Dutch delight. The Netherlands are the inaugural international pairs champions.
Only one winner. It's the Netherlands!
Yep, should be a fun event. That will take place towards the end of August. Steve West represented England last time out, but is he going to be representing them again? We'll find out the answer to that question on Saturday evening here at the Live Lounge in Portsmouth. Well, we're going to see 2 English players go head-to-head. Kevin Edwards up against Steve West in the opening game. Kev, the 52-year-old from Great Bentley, former semi-finalist here, up against one of the most successful men in this building, now based in Waterlooville, Steve West, a 5-time weekly winner in the past, looking to make it number 6 come Saturday night. And it mean that he'd move a couple clear of the next best player in that particular stake. George Baker is the man presiding over proceedings over the course of the afternoon.
First leg
And
is
his
Kevin
first
to
job
throw
is to
first. Game
call
on.
forward Kevin Edwards to the hockey. One of 2 Kevs we're going to see tonight. We'll watch Kevin Painter a bit later on this evening. But first things first, the flatliner will make his bow in his
60.
third appearance here. Matthew Edgar, just like this afternoon, is sat perched alongside me here on our commentary gantry up at the top of the
43.
live lounge in Portsmouth. Matt, looking forward to tonight?
Yeah, here we go. Game on. Good games tonight. A lot of tight games. Obviously, as we just saw with the odds, Andreas Harrison, the big
100.
favourite and the man to chase down, the guy who's expected to be top of the table. But we've got some real quality. Steve West has produced some great darts this week, despite the fact
59.
he's not really playing much at the moment. Just plays on a Wednesday, doesn't really get much practice in at the moment. But after 3 days of play here, that could be the thing that unlocks the locks and brings out the locker.
45.
Well, we know what's in the locker of Steve West. 5 weekly titles, one of the most successful players in Super Series history. 9 darters,
125.
victories. The only thing missing is a series title.
In which he's come very close on a couple of occasions. Couple of semi-finals in a Champions Week in the past
60.
for Steve West. Very much finding that love of the game in the minute. I think he's found that right mix that works for him at the minute, having just recently relocated to
140.
Waterlooville, moving closer towards Portsmouth. There's no doubt his record here, and we were speaking this afternoon about players that kind of see these tournaments their priority, and I think Steve West most certainly at the moment subscribes to that mould. Looking at 134 to kickstart things. He's found the first tops of 2 he wants,
94.
but was unable to find the
Kevin, you
finishing
require
touches, and so
101.
Edwards back for 101 to take out this opening leg. Down for treble 19. Can't get, and so West back for tops.
49. Steve, you require 40.
Double 10 is
Game
eventually
shot in the
got,
first leg.
and Steve West gets an opening leg break. Now, I asked you earlier on this afternoon about the
Second leg is Steve to throw
opportunities and the
first. Game
chances
on.
of Steve West and Andreas Harrison this evening. The 2 players that have come down from Group A into Group B.
30.
And you said that you expect both to go through. The bookmakers also expect both of them players to be in the Saturday night showpiece. Who from the 3 players that are coming into this
60.
particular Group B do you think is the one that could perhaps best upset that particular apple cart?
I think before darts are thrown,
55.
I would have to go with Tommy Lishman. But that may change after the first couple of rounds. It'll be really interesting to see how Kevin Painter gets on in his opening game. I think that's going to give us a lot of information.
140.
And that would be sort of my advice for anyone playing along at home this evening. Just take a bit of time, see how the opening games go,
100.
see what's happening. Because there's a lot of questions out there this evening. And we'll start getting answers very quickly.
76.
Well, these 2 haven't quite fired up to the type of levels we'd expect from the pair as of yet, but Steve West doing his
140.
utmost to try and change that particular fact. Well, he's certainly in control and in command of this opening contest, having got the break in the opener. And
66.
Kevin, unable to make the most of that first dart in the treble, has opened up the opportunity for Steve with 6 darts to open up a 2-zip advantage.
100.
So did Ton leads him on a 2-darter. And now having found those couple of trebles,
127.
forced the hand
Steve, you
of
require
Steve West,
76.
having left himself 32. This now is a matter of must get, must hit. And it's double top for a 2-0 lead.
56.
And that just drags low.
Kevin, you require 32. Game shot in the second leg. Kevin
Baker's Road
Edwards.
didn't last long for Steve West. He broke in the opening leg. He's handed it straight back. That's not how
Third
you want
leg
to
is
start
Kevin
your
to
day.
throw first.
Steve West,
Game
one of
on.
the players that really sort of play the game leg by leg, shot by shot, will be disappointed with that opening exchange. There's different ways of getting to score lines,
81.
and right now this will feel like a disappointing 1-1 for Westy.
It's like scoring early in a game and then all of a sudden you've had control of it and you give possession away cheaply and your opponent's in on goal, find the back of the net, and all of a sudden you're back on terms.
140.
Really a dramatic evening of sport. I wouldn't be surprised if one or two of you tuning in tonight might well be dual screening.
41.
Dramatic quarter-final at the European Championships. Went to extra time just before we went to air. Sweden 2, England 2.
135.
Well, it appears like Kevin Edwards is the first one to wake from the slumber.
60. Kevin, you require
So
145.
Edwards looking at 145 here to move himself 2 and up. And a game which, to all intents and purposes, he could have had himself 2-0 down in. He could find himself 2-1 up in. And
105.
logic would dictate from this particular position. That's exactly what he's going to do. Best leg of the game as well so far. Leaving himself tops after just a dozen darts. And I think Steve
Kevin,
will
you require 40.
concentrate his efforts now on leg 4.
Game shot
And
in
he
the
will
third
have to
leg.
concentrate
Kevin
his
Edwards.
efforts on leg 4 because Edwards has found the double 10, 15 darter to
Fourth
move
leg,
himself
it's
2-1
Steve
in
to throw
front.
first. Game on.
Just needs to find his focus right now, Steve West. A couple of throwaway darts in that one. You see there the shake of the head of the dart going low.
45.
He's one of those players that sometimes just need a little reminder.
46.
Likes to play with rhythm and feel, and when it's not quite there, can often go searching, but go searching in a way that just goes a little bit too quick, almost a bit careless.
100.
I thought it was very interesting, Kevin's comments before a dart was thrown this evening about the quality in this group and the fact that he feels
96.
that actually it gives him an opportunity to somewhat go under the radar and maybe do his business quietly. And if one of the
60.
big guns perhaps slips up, he'll hope that he's in a position to capitalise and pounce all over it.
Without a doubt. It's always easier to play people when
100.
you think or you're expected to lose. I've said many times, some of the easiest games you play on the tour are Michael Van Gerwen, Michael Smith.
140.
Nowadays, the likes of Luke Humphries. Because you just expect them to play well. You don't have to follow the game. You just expect them to at everything.
139. Steve,
and
you
anything
require
you get's a bonus.
156.
So West looking at 156, just dropping underneath the treble bed. A few wayward ones here for Steve over the course of the last couple
Kevin,
of
you require
legs. And
120.
the initiative has been well and truly handed to Kevin Edwards. But that first dart, as you can see, because his dart sitting the board is absolutely horrendous for him. Couldn't readjust with dart 2. But Steve can only leave himself still on a free darter. But it's an
64.
opportunity to square this game
Steve,
back
you
up at 2
114.
apiece.
It's the worst dart possible there for Steve West. Not keeping the dart straight
74.
means
Kevin, you require
no
56.
shot. Kevin Edwards to break Steve West once again. Tops, 2 darts in hand. Only
Game
needs
shot
the
in the
one.
fourth leg. Kevin
This is
Edwards.
starting to become a polished performance here from Kevin Edwards, and worrying signs for the evening of Steve West.
Fifth leg, it's
Well,
Kevin.
the first
to throw
leg was a
first.
little bit ropey
Game
for
on.
Kevin, but since then he's dragged his average up to 86.12, 3 from 7 in terms of his doubling. It's just very, very solid stuff. And look, if you play around a base and around the mid-80s and you can take full advantage of your
140.
opportunities in and around the doubles, you're going to be there or thereabouts, even in a group with the type of stat quality that we have this evening. But it's just
60.
felt like for Steve that he's had that treble surrounded without finding it on as many occasions as he would like.
And the body language and the demeanour feels, or you'd look like and go, that
66.
looks like a player who's already beaten. Which tells me that maybe he's just not found the release, found the range. When you feel like you're throwing well,
140.
doesn't matter what the score is, you know you can turn it around.
Well, this performance of Kev is getting better as it
125.
goes along. He's himself on a finish after 9. And that's the dart. That's the start. That's the dart that Steve has been chasing all game long. And well, it's not too little, but he'll also be hoping it's not too late as well. Because Edwards is looking to win it with a big fish. Can't find it. Well, Steve West was hit with the Harrison from Harrison, wasn't he, yesterday? And he has an opportunity through that 1-2-1 finish to extend the game and to return the match to throw. And it may well be a Hail Mary effort for him, because if he doesn't find this, as he inquisitively looks to the proximity of that dart, he could find himself beaten.
97. Kevin, you require 72.
So this to kick off his campaign with a win. It's been a handy performance from Kevin Edwards, has to be said. Average just underneath the 90 mark. Double top.
32.
Bends the wire. That's a match-winning dart that's come and gone.
Game shot in the 5th leg. Steve West.
14 darter. Steve West is back in the game, and the match returns to throw at 3-2.
6th leg, it's Steve to throw first. Game on. $180.
When you're playing someone that you respect, like Kevin Edwards does here with Steve West, it makes you wonder what the impact of that mismatched dart may be, especially when you see your opponent, Steve West, go up and fire in a maximum with the next 3 darts. You've always got that fear factor. You've always got that, is this the moment things are starting to turn? And they really are starting to turn here for Steve West, starting to get a little bit of rhythm. And in just a matter of darts, this is short format darts in its entirety.
60.
Steve West now averaging more than Kevin Edwards. There was about 12 points difference a minute ago.
Despite spending a lot of this game, finding his back firmly against the wall, but all of a sudden we could find ourselves back level at 3 apiece. It was a 14 darter in the previous leg from West, and he could better that by a good 3 darts if he finds this 56 cleanly in 2.
96. Steve, you require 56.
But we do say it here. Sometimes the key to the Super Series, because of the truncated format,
16.
is short, sharp bursts may well just be enough for you.
$42. Steve, you require 40.
All of a sudden, it's Kevin Edwards who's been left to scratch his head. Has had darts to win this contest. Is he going to be forced all the way? Well, Steve West has got plenty of time on his side.
30.
But he cannot find the double 10.
$66. Steve, you
Normally
require
you'd say
10.
double 5's not a handy double, but Steve West loves tops.
Game shot in the 6th
So a
leg.
neighbouring
Steve
double
West.
shouldn't be a problem, and it's not for Steve West. He takes us all the way. But he's going to need another big power scorer in
7th
leg,
and final
feel,
leg, it's
just like
Kevin
the
to
one
throw
he's had.
first. Game on.
Well, you can visibly see on the face of Steve that he's not enamoured with the performance,
100.
but he'll be more than happy if he could find a way from 3-1 behind to go and win this game 4-3, and it'll give him the best possible start to the evening. It'll give him an opportunity to
97.
really try and get his claws into this Group B. Kevin Evans is the player which I suppose has kind of drawn the short straw, really, by playing 2 of the opening 3 matches in this group. He'll
100.
take on Tommy Lishman in game 3 of the evening, which makes a good start for him all the more imperative, because
60.
if he loses his first 2 matches, he finds himself 2 points behind a couple of players, and he would have played a game more than those players that would have picked the points up.
Despite being hit back here, Kevin Edwards is starting to
140.
find. This is a good solid leg. And Steve West, a little smile across the face as if to say, done all that work and now he's starting to find this, and it's just going wayward
100.
again. But that last
Kevin, you
start
require
keeps him
161.
interested. Keeps him in touching distance should Kevin Edwards make mistakes.
It's just been so in and out, hasn't it? But Kevin Edwards here in
83.
a very good position to get this game won. Leaves himself on 78 after 12. And this is what's kind of typified this game, because it's been very patchy. The off legs have been very off, but the good legs have been
44.
very good in this
Kevin, you
game.
require 78.
And Kevin Edwards has got time and space to mop up this 78. 20 for tops.
58.
Drops low, but he has got time on his side. That nod of the head tells you everything you need to know. Why now?
85.
Why
Kevin, you
now
require
when it feels
20.
like it's an insurmountable task? But it may not be an insurmountable
No
task
score.
because Kevin Edwards is
Steve,
missing
you
more
require
darts to win this game.
115.
And Steve West gets a chance of his own to nick the points. Will stay there because the bullseye leaves it tops.
95.
And that would have been some way to have wrapped
Kevin,
it up.
you
A puff
require
of the cheek. I
20.
think he fancied it when he got that dart at a double. And now he's had an opportunity to win this game that's been spurnt. And Kevin Edwards has
score.
missed more. 3 from 14 now on the
require
doubles.
20.
He's missed 7 darts to win this match. And Steve West could pinch his pocket here. If he can find double 5, last dart in hand.
10.
And now both players have missed a handful of darts to win
Kevin,
this
you require
contest.
20.
It's one of those who wants it, lads moments. That's mismatch dart number 8. Make it 9. Make
10.
it 10. And Steve West probably
Steve, you
cannot believe his
require
luck
10.
right now. Well, this would be a real get out of jail free card.
Game shot.
And Steve
the
West
match, Steve
eventually claws over the line. A game which was in the hands of Kevin Edwards, but a game that ultimately that he let slip. Steve West will find himself thankful he's picked those 2 points up. A scratch of the head, and you can understand why. A lot of missed doubles between the pair in that one. At times, it was a really good content. But the numbers have been dwindled because of those mismatched darts at the end. Kevin Painter takes on Andreas Harrison next.
$54. Charlie McGuire, 164. $44. $32. Charlie required 120.
Well, 120. He's got a fair, at least 2 handfuls of this. Just needs to stay
60.
there. That's a good shot. Halves his score. Leaves himself on a 2-darter.
$26. Charlie
Time on his
required
side
60.
to become back-to-back singles champion.
$40.
Definitely a couple of nerves in those last 2 darts. But he'll be coming back.
It's a moment he's been in before this situation. Standing at the back of the
81.
stage,
Charlie
approaching the
required
Oki with a
20.
chance to win the title.
He did this to win the first title, if you remember.
11.
I think he's gone.
Georgia
I think
required
he's gone to
180.
bust it, maybe. The first title he wanted 20. He went 6 7 to win it. He had a chance to replicate it again.
Yeah, I get the feeling that was for a bust, and
39.
on that situation there, George
require
Scaife wasn't even
9.
able to take it out going to the 18s on that switch.
Yeah, I think he just panicked a bit, but he's done well to get that big one.
Sometimes can be the hardest part.
Georgia requires
This is it.
79.
It's got to be 19s. It's got to be 19s for this shot. Big 20 and a double. He's got the first one. He's going to get a match dart here.
$59. Charlie
Threw the entire
required
body into that
8.
one. Just didn't want to let go of the dart.
No score.
He's given George a chance.
Georgia require 20.
I think George has been quite good on double 10 today.
So many opportunities for Charlie Murphy.
Go!
Couldn't get the
Gets
job
it.
done.
Got the match.
And the Red Dragon
George
Modus
Scaife.
Super Series Influencers Champion, George Scaife!
Are you sitting comfortably? Because it is Sweden against England. And it has been the matchup that the whole nation have been waiting the whole day for. People booking time off work. People waiting nervously to see the outcome. And who knows what it's going to happen. Anyway, let's of the football onto the darts as Kevin Painter takes on Andreas Harrison, the 50-year-old beer to be feared from Malila, the Series 7 champion, up against Kevin Painter, the artist, who is back here after a bit of a hiatus from the live lounge in Portsmouth. He's maybe publicly stated some of the issues he's had over the last year or so, but good to see him back on the stage. And we did see him here a few weeks ago playing at the Seniors Champion of Champions,
First leg,
acquitted
it's Kevin to
himself
throw
well in that
first.
particular contest. He took on Mervyn King and he basically found himself
45.
on the wrong end of what was a very good performance from Merv on that particular afternoon. And in terms of first assignments are concerned, they don't
60.
come much tougher than that of Andreas Harrison, the former series champion, a man who's made it through to a number of champions nights in the past. But I've got to say, the early inspection of Kev tonight, Matt, looks quite good.
Yeah, nice fluency, nice rhythm, nice freedom to the action.
43.
This will be everything that he'd have wanted it to be, because the issues don't start when you hit the hockey. The issues start in the back room. The issues start when you're
60.
thinking about what's coming next. All that stuff you don't normally do. The anticipation, because that's what it is. It's an anticipation. And it's not just an
60.
anticipation of the result, it's an anticipation of the journey to get you there. Am I going to do this? Is it going to work? Am I going to have problems? There's a bit of
25.
freedom in there, which is nice to see.
Certainly very relaxed. I had a little chat with
100.
Kev early on this evening as Andreas, always laissez-faire, fires in a max. Having a little chat this evening, talking about life, and
91.
naturally the
Andreas, you
conversation
require
turned to
158.
that of his beloved Ipswich Town. As Andreas Harrison looked at a couple of 54s to
90.
leave himself a
Kevin, you require
poke at the
140.
bullseye. Painter looking at 140 to take the opening leg. Not to be, and so Harrison will have a look at this 68
50.
to
Andreas,
get the
you
break that he
require
needs at some
68.
point in this contest. And it's going to be a dart at double 16, which
36.
goes a begging. Painter
Kevin, you require
may just get a
90.
dart at the bullseye from this 90. And it's a chance to take the opening leg against one of the most heralded players in this building. Needs to have a look at treble 15 or treble 19. Couldn't find the treble that he
74.
needed. Does do with the
Andreas,
last
you
dart.
require 32.
For Harrison, free in hand, you don't really expect to miss.
Game shot in the first leg.
Gets
Andreas
it first dart of
Harrison.
trying. Harrison gets the break and leads 1-0. 4-6 on Andreas
Second
was
leg is
to
Andreas to throw
win
first.
this group
Game
before
on.
dart was thrown.
And it's two players up there with different
140.
expectations, isn't there? Kevin just wants to feel comfortable at the moment before he starts thinking about being competitive and what his aspirations are in regards to qualification.
40.
Andreas Harrison, you almost feel like qualification is a must. It would be a massive upset should Andreas Harrison come to the Super Series for a full week and not make
100.
Saturday night. I can't think of a time it's happened.
Well, not since the very start, anyway. I think his first appearance, but that was in Southampton. It was kind of that overlay period, but I don't think
140.
he's failed to make it in this particular building.
Back in the days when he didn't have such a full beard.
Back in the days of Ye Olde Livey Leaguey.
81.
Doesn't move much, does it, the beard? Must put some form of hairspray or something in it.
180.
Well, Painter with his first max of the match. Harrison looking to set things up.
Understated, really, as one of the big 180 hitters,
55.
Kevin Painter.
Kevin, you require
Remember, in our
141.
practice sessions, he'd normally hit about 20 or 30. Probably more famously known for, certainly in regards to his Premier League time, his big checkouts, wasn't it? Those ton-plus checkouts, low tons, the
Andreas,
sort
you
of
require
102s through
125.
to the 130s. It was always good for a couple of those every week. He's going to get a shot at one of them himself here, the 114.
55. Kevin, you require 114.
Looking for a bit of vintage. Oh, it's on.
76.
To give him a lot to be positive about, a
Andreas,
maximum
you
in that leg
require
and potentially
70.
a 114. Here's another look. Still not in, and this one could be Andreas Harrison.
Game shot in the second leg. Andreas
Nice,
Harrison.
Clean, polished finish. That's the danger that Andreas
Third
Harrison
leg
has.
is Kevin to throw first. Game on.
But positive signs. Things looking good for the artist.
And if you've learnt one thing this evening, Matt,
80.
Sweden 2, England 0 is not a very safe scoreline.
Well, it turned around very quickly in the football, and it can turn around very, very quickly here as well. This short format game.
100.
You don't need to be good for long. 5-10 minutes and you're through.
And unlike the football, there will be no penalty shootouts here at the Live Lounge this evening.
100. 100. 95.
Do you know what I think? Something that I'm actually quite happy to see. It's actually quite nice to see Kevin get frustrated at the dart going
140.
into 5. That tells you where his mind is. His mind's actually not just, can I throw these darts? His mind's very much in, I want to beat Andreas Harrison. You don't get frustrated with
97.
wayward
Andreas, you
darts
require
when
161.
your aspirations aren't on winning the match. The mindset is changing already.
Well, there's one thing we know about Kevin Painter, that he is going to
81.
fight and scrap for
Kevin, you require
absolutely everything. And
129.
I think even when he was going through the tough times, if he felt as if he couldn't win the game, it just wouldn't be for him.
37. Andreas, you require
But
80.
I think it's also fair to say that we've made some publicity about how the last year's been, but you wouldn't have any recollection that he's had any problems the way he's played so far.
70.
The problem he's had is Andreas Harrison's playing
Kevin,
the
you
darts
require
like a bit
92.
better than him.
There's another chance for Kevin. Just wired a 114 finish using the 19s. Double-double is normally the approach for Kevin. That's what he's
20.
attempted there. Double 16 for tops.
Andreas, you require 10.
But this for a double breaker throw and a bit of daylight here for Andreas Harrison.
Double 2
6.
does not go, and so Painter will return. Looking at
Kevin, you require
72
72.
to reduce the gap in half to 2-1. Treble 16 is located. How will he fare with double 12 and now double 6?
Game shot in the third
Well
leg.
enough, and Kevin Painter's
Painter.
on the board.
Fourth leg, Andreas to throw first. Game on.
You say he'll fight all the way through, absolutely, in every single
55.
game. One thing we know about Kevin Painter, he loves the game, doesn't he? He loves the battle. Pretty sure if Kevin couldn't walk anymore, he'd find somewhere he could play some darts. But there's something bothering him here, isn't there? Maybe a little fly or some form of moth, he might have opened his wallet.
Yeah, having some problems with the
60.
local wildlife here in Portsmouth. Now, you may see as well, we spoke about it a few weeks ago with Kersey Hutchinson. Kevin Payne's got what they call a hook. Basically a fourth dart, sometimes a flight and a stem in place, just to keep something in the hand when he releases that final dart. Something that we've seen a number of players deploy.
43. 83. 134.
Andreas has just come off the pace a little bit here, and Painter's playing as he has done the last couple of legs, but because Harrison's plateaued, he's just getting a little bit more joy here.
He can get caught out a little bit as well. Andreas Harrison would have seen the odds. He'll be aware of the issues that Kevin Painter's been facing in the recent year or so. And it can just knock you out your stride a little bit. That being said as
60.
well, Andreas Harrison was a little bit inconsistent, shall we say, in his Group A campaign. Uncharacteristically inconsistent.
So Harrison to open up a two-leg gap in this game, looking at 1-2-5. Not to be this time. Painter will have a look at the 1-6-7.
9 scored in total, yeah.
It's an outside opportunity, but an opportunity nonetheless. 1:16 left.
28. Kevin, you require 167.
Painter looking at 1-6-7. Down for treble 19. Cannot get it, and so Harrison back for 97 to move 2 legs clear. And then need
99.
just one more.
Andreas, you require
to
97.
Complete victory in his opening match in this group. Recovers well with dart 2. Double 12.
Game shot in the fourth
So
leg.
typically Andreas Harrison. Efficiently good, and when he gets an opportunity, you just trust him to get it. It's not been his most swashbuckling of displays so far, but at the minute, it's just that little bit too much for Kev.
I think there are some encouraging signs here, though, for Kevin Painter. Looking ahead to his fixtures, next game is against Steve West. And that may be a little bit of comfort as well for Kevin going up against a good friend. Someone he's been on the tour with, someone he's shared many practice rooms with. A bit of familiarity.
30.
Probably something that would really support him right now, a little bit of familiarity in the game.
So
doing a little bit of other things as well, Kev, not just the playing side of it. They're doing a lot of exhibition work. He's always been popular on the exhibition circuit as Kev. So he's been doing a little bit of punditry, commentary work, and
95.
to save my throat, he may fancy maybe doing a couple of games tonight when he's not playing.
Andreas Harrison adopting the phantom throw in the background. That's something we don't normally see. But maybe a sign that he's really not feeling comfortable this evening.
Well, we've seen it from the likes of Darryl Pilgrim and Cam Crabtree here in the past.
60.
Of course, Andreas Harrison's greatest moment here came against Cam, didn't it? That 1-2-1 checkout.
26. 100.
Well, he's stumbling towards the finishing line, but he's getting there, is Andreas Harrison.
133.
Well, he's not going to look back at this game full of glee, is he? But he'll just be happy with the fact that he's got the job done, and that's the most important
99.
priority for him.
Andreas, you require 62.
Painter is left in situ if there is a miss here. But 2 darts in hand. You don't expect that miss, and there isn't a miss.
Harrison.
And Andreas Harrison kicks off his campaign with a 4-1 victory against Kevin Painter. For the Swede, well, he is in good stead in terms of points. There'll be a little bit of an uppage in terms of performance. Coming up next, Tommy Lishman takes on Kevin Edwards. Hello, welcome back to Pluto TV, where you are watching the Modus Super Series on our dedicated 24/7 channel. Our next match is a meeting between Kevin Edwards and Tommy Lishman. For Kevin, a second meeting of the night, or second game of the night, up against Tommy Lishman, making his bow on this Thursday. The 30-year-old from Hull, two-time weekly finalist, up against Kevin Edwards, a former semi-finalist in this building. What is a dramatic night of sport here in Portsmouth. So, what we're going to see in this one, Matt, and what are you looking forward to seeing from Tommy Lishman? Because he's a player that has dazzled us, has delighted us, has hit 9 dart finishes here, but I get the sense that personal accolades he now wants to trade for
First leg,
big
it's
trophies.
Tommy to throw first. Game on.
He's been here a few times now, hasn't he? He's developed on every single occasion, and now's the time that he needs to start looking at making an attack on a week.
140.
He's improving every single time, isn't he? Becoming more and more reliable. And he's had that big moment on this stage as well, hasn't he? The 9-dart leg, which I believe was done
125.
the game after we already had a 9-dart leg.
Yep, Lee Cox bagged one the game before, and then Tommy Lishman hit one the game after. It's actually quite funny because on the morning
41.
I had a joke with our producer that was producing that day, and they said, "Well, we won't do anything crazy, and because we're running tight for time, won't do anything crazy unless there's a 9-dart." I said, "Knowing your luck, there'll be 2 of them."
60.
I've never said a word since. Wow, this is a great start for Lishman.
121. 140.
It's a night where so far Sweden have had success on the dartboard. Same can't be said on the football pitch.
134.
But Tommy Lishman here has got off to an incredible start, leaving himself on 65 after just a dozen darts.
136. Tommy, you require 65.
65 for Lishman to move 1-0 to the good in this match. Double top it is.
Game
40
shot in the first
darter,
leg,
really
Tommy
good
Lishman.
start, and it looks like Tommy Lishman may well be in the mood tonight.
So
Second
we're
leg
talking
is
about,
Kevin
isn't it,
to
that
throw
progression he
first.
makes
Game
every
on.
time he hits the stage running. And he's probably stood in the back room. He's been in the luxury position where he gets to see the other 4 players in this group going up first. And he's probably watched them all
100.
and gone, there's nothing there to be worried about. Steve West stumbled over the line against Kevin Edwards. Andreas Harrison wasn't vintage against Kevin Painter. Lishman probably going,
139.
there's a group here to be won. And I could make some points up very early, while the rest of these are trying to warm to the task.
140.
Well, he is a player that's beginning to get better, now doing things on the Challenge Tour, getting call-ups to the Pro Tour. He's a player whose game is moving in the right direction, and I do think he's a player now that
92.
maybe we should be labelling a little bit more expectation on.
He's off that conveyor belt, isn't he, of talented Yorkshiremen.
180.
We've had a few of those here in recent times. Graham Usher a couple of weeks ago.
And in particular, talented players from Hull. Seems to be a hotbed at the minute to Kingston
100.
upon Hull.
Kevin, you require 81.
The land of Reece Robinson, isn't it, Hull?
Yep. Double top.
61.
Doesn't go.
Tommy, you require 170.
Well, put it this way. We did a challenge on the Yorkshire board last week, and you could have a Yorkshire week, and he would be right at the very top of that offing. As a matter of fact, I
105.
reckon we could
Kevin, you require 20.
genuinely put together a week full of players from Yorkshire.
Probably could have done that any
Game
year.
shot in the
never
second
mind
leg.
just this
Kevin
year.
Edwards.
Massive county, massive for its darts. Always used to
Third
win the
leg is
county
Tommy
system.
to throw first. Game on.
Some big, big players. At one point littered with internationals.
42. 60. 57. 60. 140. 125.
Good game this. Both players averaging in excess of a ton.
Tend to find that
92.
when one player starts to go, the other one goes with them. It's odd how it happens like that, isn't it? Because darts is such an individual sport, but you tend to find if one player struggles, the other player struggles. If one goes along, they both clip along at a good pace.
140.
This does have a good pace
Tommy,
about it, a good rhythm.
170.
Both players probably really enjoying it. Just getting enough time to take things in their stride so they're not rushed, but not kept away from the hockey for too long.
25.
That bounce out could cost Lishman here.
Kevin, you require
Kevin Edwards may
116.
fancy he's got 6 darts. And this is for a breaker throw.
Huge moment, huge dart.
76.
He'll
Tommy,
hope
you
to come
require
back, but he'll know that
145.
Tommy Lishman is capable of these types of finishes.
Well, he's taken out a finish very similar, hasn't he? At the back of his 9 dart to the 141. This is a similar sort of shot. He needs 2 trebles. There's one. Just grazes the wire.
100.
I'll tell you one thing, even when he's not
Kevin, you
hitting, he's
require
scaring
40.
and threatening every single target he goes for. Now this was the problem for Kevin Edwards against Steve West. The
Game
scoring
shot
was
in third
okay,
leg,
but
Kevin Edwards.
he missed 10 darts to win that particular contest.
Fourth leg, it's
He's
Kevin to throw
2-1
first.
halfway towards
Game on.
what'll be a first win of the night against Tommy Lishman.
$97. $60. $180.
Another maxi for Kevin Edwards, his second of the game, average in excess of 106.5 right now.
This is the most solid performance I think I've ever seen from Kevin Edwards. Yes, he's
94.
had good legs, good matches, good moments, but this, as a collective, as a complete package, this is solid. He just keeps finding as well.
140.
Except at the average of 106, it's a growing average. Shot on shot.
97. Kevin, you require 84.
So 84 for a 3-1 lead. Across the 16s, couldn't find the 16s.
52.
But he's got plenty of time on his side. And Tommy Lishman, who actually has played okay in this game, it's just being pulled from pillar to post.
100. Kevin, you require 32. Game shot in the fourth leg.
13
Kevin
darter,
Edwards.
3-1 in front, Kevin Edwards.
Fifth leg.
And the
it's Tommy to
average,
throw
well,
first. Game on.
105.21, 3 from 7 on his doubles. However, if I'm going to be the negative one here, we have been here before. Maybe not to this level, but we've been in this position where
85.
Edwards has been in front, the doubling's been quite decent, and then his opponent has pegged back.
You do tend to find, though, that sort of stuff only happens in the early games.
100.
He's already been on the stage, and that's where the advantage could be here. Remember John Part during the World Championship saying that the Seeds was disadvantaged. And the Seeds was disadvantaged because he believed the players
77.
that had been on the stage and had a win already had the advantage because they had the feel for things. They had the positivity. Maybe we're seeing the John Part rule come to the Super Series tonight.
100.
The important thing is, did he get respect from the wall? Well, we couldn't actually ask it to talk and get its response. That was the only
140.
problem. You had a bit of an encounter with talking walls this week, Matt, didn't you?
Perfectly normal thing to ask.
85.
Because a perfectly normal thing happened.
133. 100.
Digging deep here,
Tommy, you
Lishman.
require 66.
Good leg.
Game shot in the 5th leg. Tommy Lishman.
The 2 legs of which he's won have both been in 14 darts.
That's
Sixth
the level
leg
he's
is
kind of
Kevin
been
to throw
forced
first.
into to
Game
get
on.
any kind of joy in this contest. And Edwards now trying to win this match by a 4 legs to 2 scoreline. Now, I've actually
140.
concocted together a Yorkshire week. 12 players that could play in a Yorkshire week here at the Super Series.
100.
And I can give you the names. So obviously Tommy Lishman would be in there. Tom Sykes, Graham Usher, Sam
41.
Spivey, otherwise known as Spivey Man, Reese Robinson, Carl Wilkinson, Darren Johnson,
140.
Martin Turner, Scott Waite, Bo Greaves from Doncaster, that's in South Yorkshire, Charlie Manby and Peter Jakes. I'll tell you what, I'd pay to watch that week.
85.
Matthew Eggers pointed at himself, there's no way he'd get selected for this. You can commentate on it. Paul Hinks, well, you, Chris Murphy, can commentate on it.
140.
Paul Hinks can ref it.
Can we shrink it to a Doncaster? I wouldn't even want Doncaster week, actually, would I? Bo Greaves.
If anything, you make the week harder for yourself.
50.
Lishman looking at 1-2-1 to take us all the way. And you've got to say a lot about the perseverance that this man has. He's a very cool customer, isn't he? Doesn't really give a lot of weight in terms of expression when on the stage.
81.
He splits, well, he sets up anyway to leave himself tops after just a dozen darts.
$140. Tommy, you require 40.
So double top to take us all the way.
Game shot
13
in the
darts. The
6th
legs is
leg.
one in this
Tommy
game.
Lishman.
14, 14, 13. It's been really good from Tommy.
7th and final
I mean, you
leg
put
is
all
Tommy
those
to throw
winning legs
first.
together as an average. That's around about
Game on.
105 and a half, 106. 3 for 3 in the doubles. Average just underneath the ton in this game and is continuing to rise.
180.
Yeah, quality this. This isn't because Kevin Edwards has took the foot off the gas. Yes, the average has dropped very slightly. It's still around the 102 mark.
96.
But this is because Tommy Lishman has got better. Significantly better. Quality performance from both. He's done this before.
180.
He's 3 darts away from doing it again. But this time, it's for the match.
Well, it's the perfect time to hit a perfect leg.
97. Tommy, you require 141.
He's got form for doing it before. But he has not got form for doing it again.
87.
Really good game of darts, this. Both players averaging above the tongue. Kevin Edwards
58.
has played decent in
Tommy,
a
you
couple of games
require
tonight. He could
54.
find himself being in a couple of games. Because Lishman, looking at 54, this has been some counter-attack. From 3-1 down,
Game shot and
he has
match,
found
Tommy
legs of
Lishman.
14, 13 and 11 to get the better of his opponent in a last leg decider. For Kevin Edwards, well, that's 2 defeats in the opening 3 games of the night. For Tommy Lishman, well, he has sent out a statement. Average of 103.63, 4 from 4 on his doubles. Coming up after the break, Steve West takes on Kevin Painter.
$54. Charlie McGuire, 164.
44. Charlie require 120.
Well, 120. He's got a fair, at least 2 handfuls at this. Just needs to stay
60.
there. That's a good shot. Halves his score. Leaves himself on a 2-darter.
$26. Charlie
Time on his
require
side
60.
to become back-to-back singles champion.
$40.
Definitely a couple of nerves in those last 2 darts. But he'll be coming back.
It's a moment he's been in before this situation. Standing at the back of the
81.
stage,
Charlie
approaching the
requires
hockey with a
20.
chance to win the title.
He did this to win the first title, if you remember.
11.
I think he's gone.
Georgia
I think he's gone to bust it, maybe. The first title he won, he wanted 20. He went 6-7-7 to win it. He had a chance to replicate it again.
Yeah, I get the feeling that was for a bust, and
39.
on that situation there, George Scaife wasn't even
9.
able to take it out going to the 18s on that switch.
Yeah, I think he just panicked a bit, but he's done well to get that big one.
Sometimes can be the hardest part.
Georgia requires
This is it.
79.
It's got to be 19s. It's got to be 19s for this shot. Big 20 and a double. He's got the first one. He's going to get a match dart here.
$59. Charlie
Threw the entire
require
body into that
8.
one. Just didn't want to let go of the dart.
No score.
He's given George a chance.
Georgia require 20.
I think George has been quite good on double 10 today.
So many opportunities for Charlie Murphy.
Got
Couldn't
it,
get the job
it.
done.
Got to end the match! And the Red Dragon
George
Modus
Scaife.
Super Series Influencers Champion, George Scaife!
Welcome back to the Modus Super Series, where game 4 of the evening is a meeting between Steve West and Kevin Painter here at the Live Lounge in Portsmouth. 2 players whose starts of the night could not be any more contrasting. Steve West came back from behind to get the better of Kevin Edwards in a last leg decider 4-3, whilst Kevin Painter, in his opening game of the evening, lost out by 4 legs to 1 to Andreas Harrison. Steve missed a lot of darts and a double in that game. 15 all told. Was for Kevin, he had a good start to the game, but it felt like as soon as Andreas picked up a bit of a margin in that particular contest, there was only really one winner of that particular match.
Steve to throw first. Game on.
2 good friends about to do battle here, which can sometimes help as well when you're going up against someone you're
100.
familiar with, you're comfortable with. Can bring the best out in the pair.
Who is that one player you had on tour that was kind of that real close friend and you found
55.
maybe a bit difficult when you had to come up against them?
No one.
Is that because you had no friends?
Yeah, and I lost to everyone equally.
180.
No, I always used to find playing friends a lot easier.
In the respect of
180.
Just did. Just enjoyed it. Enjoyed the matches a lot more. Enjoyed the sort of banterness of the game, and this is quality.
140.
Cedric might find it a little bit easier playing against a good friend. Might bring out the best and bring out that sort of rivalry.
Well, they're certainly bringing the best out of each other right now, aren't they? West leaving himself an 81 after 9.
38.
Couple
Steve,
of
you require
180s,
81.
split one apiece in this opening leg, and West have a chance to get his nose in front. Single dart at tops, but he has got plenty of time if it doesn't go straight away.
61.
I'll tell you what, we're seeing a lot of legs getting wrapped up quite quickly this evening, aren't we? We saw a couple of really good legs from Andreas Hampson against Kevin Painter. We saw some good legs in the Edwards-West game to start off. And Tommy Lishman, well, he had a couple of 14 darters, 13 darter and an 11
Steve, you
darter.
require 20.
On route to averaging 103.63 against Kevin Edwards. Double 5.
10.
Would have been for another 5-visit leg tonight.
Kevin, you require 128.
There's a power scoring leg for Steve West. However, messing around at the back end of this give Kevin Painter the opportunity here. And it's on.
Yeah.
Another one of those. Would have left him double 10 instead. It's a straight
88.
10 for Steve West.
Steve, you require
to finally
10.
get over the line.
Game shot in the first leg.
Well, that was
Steve
the
West.
puncher mark of a dart, which I think he hit that target with a little bit earlier on this evening.
Second leg, it's Kevin to
1-0.
throw first.
Steve West
Game on.
leads in this particular contest. For someone with the record of Steve, it's been a little while since he's
125.
picked up his last win in this building. Just under a year ago now. You may see the date on the back of his collar, the date in which he married his
140.
wife, Michelle. It was actually the week after that which he'd come back here after a bit of a hiatus following surgery, and he'd go on a win the week. It was an emotional affair because the
85.
family were in the building. But since then, he had that semi-final at Champions Week, but his times here at the Live Lounge, I wouldn't
100.
quite say have been tumultuous, but they haven't quite been as rosy as perhaps they have been in the past. Does
83.
Steve West go down as one of the greats in this building, in your opinion?
I would like to know who you'd put up ahead of him.
60.
There's not many. There's not many. I think the one thing that's missing for Steve, and he'll be the first to admit this,
29.
is a series title. That's the one thing that's left in the collection. In terms of most weekly wins, if you include Champions Weeks and specials,
100.
Andreas leads with 6. The only player to complete the set. So if you actually go pound by pound, Andreas probably has the
59.
offering of
Steve, you
anybody.
require 101.
As West looks at 101 to open up a 2-0 lead.
85.
Although we've had these conversations
Kevin, you
with
require
Steve before, and I'm
120.
sure that he will give us his input tomorrow when he watches this back, as Painter looks at 120 to level this game up at 1-1. I haven't seen a ton plus checkout yet tonight.
Game shot in the second
Up
leg.
until
Kevin
then,
Painter.
Painter with his first blot on the board, his first big moment of the night.
Third leg,
And he
it's
levels
Steve to
this
throw
game up at
first.
1 apiece,
Game on.
courtesy of a Shanghai checkout.
$140. $97.
I think it's safe to say here Kevin Painter's getting to the point where he's really enjoying the battle now, which is good to see. There was a lot of conversation before a
24.
dart was thrown about what would be the obvious conversation in regards to Kevin Painter that's been over the last 12 months. This conversation is changing, the conversation is turning, it's now going, can he beat
180.
Steve West? He's getting embroiled, and you can just see in the demeanour of Kevin Painter, the deep breath through the nose, the
100.
shoulders going back, he's starting to get the thrill of the fight.
Well, he's averaging 95 here as Kevin Painter, playing some really good stuff.
54.
And actually, I think the format, best of 7, I think will work for him. Those short, sharp races.
Well, the two maximums he's found so far in
95.
this game have
Kevin,
both come
you
on Steve
require
West's throw.
170.
So it's not like he's not finding some good timing here as well. Two maximums, a 120 finish. There's lots to be positive about here for the artist.
58.
Painting a very pretty picture.
Steve, you require 142.
And so West here looking at 142 to move himself 2-1 in front. Can't be done now. So Painter looking at 112 to get the breaker throw.
64. Kevin, you require 112.
Needs one at some point to win this contest, but he's not going to get it on this occasion. So West will be back for 78 to put
40.
himself to the halfway house.
Steve, you require 78.
One dart, a double top.
38.
Does not go, and Kevin Painter could find
Kevin,
himself
you
in a
require
similar
72.
situation in a couple of moments' time. Because he is only going to get the solitary dart at tops.
Game
And
shot
unlike
third
Steve
leg,
West, he
Kevin
gets...
Painter.
He's only had 2 darts that are double in this game, but 2 darts is all he's needed to open up a 2-1 lead and to
Fourth
get the
leg,
breaker
it's Kevin
throw
to
over
throw first. Game on.
his opponent. In fact, having a look at the list of most winners, obviously Andreas is the
121.
player that leads that particular pack on 6 there. If you include Champions Weeks, if you include Specials Weeks, there's a number of players that find themselves on 5. The
180.
likes of Neil Duff, Steve obviously, Scott Taylor because of a Champions Week win, and Jimmy Van Schie because of 4 weekly titles and a Specials
60.
Weeks win in the international pairs. And what he could potentially do as well is put his name up in lights in other departments, because there's a handful of players who've got a
60.
couple of 9 darters in this building. Connor Heenahan has got 3 of them, and he will probably see one of his other ambitions this week, aside from
90.
perhaps winning the title, is joining Heenahan in the hat-trick club. Jared Cole's hit a couple.
$140.
And West has left himself on the Havison.
Oh, it's got the name now.
It's officially a name now. It's the Havison. Sorry, Cam.
140. Steve, you require 121.
It's the Bull.
83.
Didn't scare it.
Kevin, you require 90.
$85 left, so down for treble 15. Doesn't get, and so
38.
options here for Steve. May go straight
Steve,
for it.
you
Could
require 38.
look at the possibility of splitting. Go straight for.
Game
Makes
shot
no
in the fourth
mistake. It's a
leg,
14
Steve
darts, and we're back level at 2-2.
Fifth leg, it's Steve to throw first.
Decent
Game
enough
on.
contest this so far. Averages 92.76 for West, 86.91 for Kev.
140. $125. $60.
But even though it's been a quality contest, it has to be said there has been times where there's been just the odd peak and trough in there.
100.
But I tell you what, it's been a tight night tonight. Now, if there's one thing that could be said of
140.
Group C early on this afternoon, was there was a lot of games that were going by way of a 4-1 or a 4-2 scoreline. But so far this evening, apart from the Havison 4-1 over Painter, everything has had in excess of 5.5 legs.
Yeah, we did have that sort of
100.
synopsis about the evening, didn't we, when we looked ahead
Steve,
and we
you
thought
require
what we're going to get. We
161.
assumed that this would be a very tight group with tight games, and we expect it to be reflected in regards to the
57.
league table as well. Nothing to be decided in this group till the very, very death, and that will be coming tomorrow evening.
Well, it's one of those groups where
41.
actually it wouldn't surprise you in the greatest, or in the
Steve, you
slightest, shall I
require
say, that if all
104.
5 players were left on 4 points from the end of the first evening's worth of play. West looking at 104,
64.
and now hopeful that Kev can't
Kevin, you
find
require
his
135.
second ton plus check out of the contest. Looking at 135.
Starting on the middle of the board here, Kevin Painter. 25 still leaves the shot alive. Bullseye would be treble to double. So whatever this first one does, as long as it hits here, he's going to need to find a treble. Treble 20. Let's go back to the centre of the boards. Not in. Just a little low there. And Steve West comes back for his favourite double to regain the lead.
63. Steve, you require
So Steve
40.
has got 3 darts in his hand, a double top to move 3-2 to the good. Huge passage of play in this game.
Shot in the 5th leg, Steve West.
Because he knew if he missed that, then Painter's back for the break, and then he'd have the darts to win it. But West first to the hill,
6th leg, it's
leading
Kevin to throw
3-2.
first.
And
Game
now
on.
within a leg of making it 2 wins out of 2 on this Thursday night.
131.
And you have to say, an improved performance from Steve from game 1 to game 2. Okay, there's still a few misses on the doubles, that's granted, but
60.
it looked very in and out, didn't it, at points in that game against Kevin Edwards.
$45. 57. 83. 100.
Well, it's good to see things, by and large, clicking into gear for Kev.
100.
I just wonder as well whether the round robin format's going to be the perfect thing for him as well. He's going to get a number of games under his belt over the course of the
125.
next couple of days.
Kevin, you require 142.
And he's going to get a bit of time to win this leg. Doesn't have to take the 1-4-2 out now. Isn't going to. He's going to come back to ensure that for the 3rd time in 4 games, we go
110.
all the way to a last leg decider.
$79. Kevin, you require 32.
For another game, which goes the distance.
Game shot in the 6th leg.
Painter
Kevin
pins the
Painter.
double 16. Now, Steve West won his first match in a last leg decider
7th and final leg.
And
it's
he's being
Steve to throw
forced
first. Game on.
to go back to the well again.
He has picked his performance up from game 1 to game 2. Steve West put 10 points on his
60.
average. But he's playing up here against Kevin Painter, who has done the same. He's found 13 points on top of his average, a much more polished performance, and a lot of that you can
96.
see coming on the double, 75%. Not letting many opportunities go by when it comes to the doubles. He won from 3 in the opening game.
140.
He's better than 50% so far this evening, Kevin Painter.
And I think Kev is certainly going to deal in the small wins, isn't he, this evening?
$100.
My eyes did just wander over to the 18s there for Kevin Painter. 18s would have meant that he could have stayed on the
45.
treble 20. Now a 140 doesn't help. Can just get tricky as well if you're Steve West in this situation. You can see head down, you just got to try not to look. It can make you feel a little bit sticky, a little bit awkward.
Well, there's one thing Steve West is his experience, and I know that just from speaking to him in the past that he is used to playing against players that have been in a similar situation to Kev. So he's doing the right thing. He's standing right at the very back of the hockey, just giving him the time and the space that he needs. And, well, a matter of fact, somebody is
23.
very close family friend, Thomas Banks, is going through a similar predicament. And So he's fully understanding of the situation.
Yeah, it gets tricky for both players in this situation.
60.
Steve West, though, just got to try and keep in his own zone. He's got points to try and get. Much better this from Kevin. Straight into the action. Another one of those.
100.
Pretty much half his score. Got him first to a finish.
And this is where things can suddenly go to, from the extreme of the guy in front of me struggling, to then all of a sudden he could be on the cusp of beating me. But that 140 there leads Steve West on 56 to claim what will be a second consecutive 4-3 win of the night.
100.
It's been a much better performance
Steve,
from Kevin Painter.
56.
But is it a spirited display in vain as Steve West looks at tops
Game
and
start
makes
and the match, Steve
absolutely
West.
no mistake? And he seals a second win of the evening. In terms of the performances, things are very much on the up for Kevin Painter, but he is somebody that deals in wins and so far hasn't been able to find one so far tonight. But for Steve West, it's a couple of 4-3 wins to kick off his evening. He finds himself on 4 points. Andreas Harrison could join him. In fact, the winner of our next game will join him as he takes on Tommy Lishman. Welcome back to the live lounge here in Portsmouth for the Modus Super Series, where before the break Steve West got the better of Kevin Painter in a last leg to side of 4-3. Game number 5 is a meeting between Andreas Harrison and Tommy Lishman. Steve West, courtesy of that win before the break, moved himself onto 4 points, and the winner of this particular meeting will join Steve West on that particular mark as we head towards the halfway point of the night.
First leg is Andreas to throw first. Game on.
Now, I'm going to make a personal promise with you as this particular contest gets underway. I don't think we're going to see too much in terms of emotion being conveyed from either of these two.
59.
But are we going to see a better version of Andreas Harrison than we saw in the opening game?
60.
It was just an average of 81 in his victory over Kevin Painter. And I can't say other than Monday, we've really seen the best of Andreas Harrison.
60.
Certainly not to the levels that would suggest he is such a short favourite to go on to win this group. Vulnerable, potentially, could be the word to describe Andreas Harrison. Certainly
80.
on the evidence of what we've seen so far this evening.
He's somebody that, because of what he's done in the past and he continues to do, we set as high standards of him as probably anybody that walks through this building, through this door now.
Oh, absolutely. We only judge him by his own performances. We're not
97.
judging him against anybody else. The issue is he's set that bar very high.
Yeah, the only player to have completed the set of weeklies, specials and series titles.
$140. Andreas,
he's under pressure here because Lishman's left himself at a double after 12. He put in the performance of the night in his opening game against Kevin Edwards. Harrison being forced to take the 102 out, and he's going to take the 102 out. He is a man of bricksmanship, is Andreas Harrison.
Second leg, it's Tommy to throw
You put him in a bit of a hole and he'll find a way out of it. And he found a way out of it there.
$180.
Well, I said there may not be a lot of emotion in this game, but there's going to be a lot of good darts. And already, just a leg in, we've seen 3 180s.
140.
Expected that one to go as well. Just needed to catch the flight. And we'd have seen a 4th maximum already.
140.
He is so in the mood tonight, isn't he, Tommy Lishman?
$60.
Andreas Harrison in this game may conceivably have to average a ton just to keep pace with this man. As he then plonks one into the single one.
41. $100. Tommy, you require 140.
140 for Lishman and plenty of time to level this game up at 1 apiece.
60. $140. Tommy, you require 80.
Starting to go through the gears now, is it, Harrison? That's one thing we know about Andreas Harrison. He's got plenty of them. I'm not sure about that play. See how he's had to move across the hockey there to try and open up the bed. He's found it in the corner.
Tommy Lishman.
We mentioned this earlier on in the week as well about a similar player. He's got away with it on this occasion.
Andreas to throw
but going
first.
tops, the way his darts sit, the way they stand to attention, if he doesn't hit tops, he's going to be causing blockages, which is going to make the target smaller. I mean, the fortunate thing is that he can hit small targets, as we've just seen.
Now, I know it's only early days, but can we have a look at the averages after 2 legs? Because Andreas Harrison is averaging 104.1 and Tommy Lishman is averaging 106.9.
Been a solid night, hasn't it, for the stats, and certainly in the early parts of the games, people hitting the ground running.
Well, glad we had a look at those stats then.
That's the issue with early game stats. They can fluctuate and drop very quickly. Why is he on the bullseye?
105.
Your guess is as good as mine there.
I mean, he hit it, but I don't know why.
100.
It's not something that I would subscribe to.
$43.
Maybe he should have just carried on going for the bullseye because it was working so well. But all jokes aside, Harrison's got an opportunity to take charge of this leg. Fourth max.
180.
Followed by the fifth. Maybe not this time. Now, has to be careful here. That's why he moves across to the 18.
Andreas, you require 61.
Harrison looking at 61. Treble 15 leaves double 8. Now across for double 4.
No
Bust
score.
the score. And this is
Tommy, you
the
require
type of game where
164.
a moment of magic can happen at any moment.
It's not just that, Andres Harrison. It's not just he may have to burn a dart, he may have to burn
100.
two to get to a double.
Andreas, you
61.
require 61.
Looks really easy in terms of the numbers. Unless you get that first dart right, which he hasn't. It's only going to be the one dart. It's going to be at tops. That's all he
Game
needs.
shot in the third leg. Andreas
Quality.
Harrison.
Composure from Andreas Harrison.
Fourth leg, it's
That's
Tommy
why he's
to
won the
throw
series title
first.
here before.
Game on.
You asked when Steve West was on the stage, can we name any players more successful than Steve West at the Super Series? Well, that could be one of them right
58.
there.
Well, if we're being pedantic about the situation, Andreas Harrison is the most successful player here on the Super Series. He's won more weekly titles than anybody else, and the only player to
140.
won the triple crown of titles here. If you want to go that way, he is the Super Series GOAT.
137.
But we do have a two-time series champion. No one's ever done that before.
Not yet, anyway.
Arguably the harder thing to do.
41.
However, Scott Taylor is in the mix, former series champ. Andreas will be looking to be back in the mix again, former series champ.
139.
And of course, the winner of this series will qualify for the ADC Global Championship, but Andreas will have a bit of a problem because he won't be able to play in it because he's qualified for Ali Pali.
180.
That is the
Tommy, you've got
fifth maximum of the
167.
contest, and we've not even got to the end of leg 4.
$47. Andreas, you require 140. $60. Tommy, you require 120.
So Lishman looking at 120 to square this game up at 2 apiece. Well, he went for the 3 tops, which is a play that his good pal Reese Robinson does. Goes low, finds the treble, but then
80.
unable to secure the final
Andreas, you
tops.
require 80.
Same problem we've just talked about, isn't it? Making the target smaller. It's a hard game as it is. He's making it trickier for himself.
Game shot in the fourth leg.
Andreas
Andreas
Harrison
Harrison.
making it look very easy.
Fifth
I
leg,
think
it's
there's been a
Andreas
couple of
to throw
mistakes
first.
here from Tommy
Game on.
Lishman in the approach.
$140. $140.
Well, following his first match, it looked like the flame was very much a flickering. But now it's dwindling a little bit. As Harrison
60.
looks to dust off the cobwebs of the opening match.
$60.
I mean, this has been the best match of the week, probably, hasn't it, in terms of standard of both players. I know Keegan Brown put in some good stuff
95.
earlier on this afternoon, but in terms of 2 players jousting it out against one another, this is probably as good as we've got so far.
100.
Well, it seems that Tommy Lishman's getting drawn into these sort of games. He had to average 103 in his opening game to beat the 99 of Kevin Edwards.
140.
Yeah, tonight has been a real treat.
Andreas, you require
Lishman's
66.
averages in excess of a ton, but it might be irrelevant. In fact, he could have back-to-back ton-plus averages and lose this particular game. Because Harrison has a dart at tops.
46.
And that, a rare
Tommy,
miss.
you require 61.
Almost too good for his own liking. One dart to save it, a double 4.
53. Andreas, you require 20.
So 2 10s to wrap it up for Andreas. Well, that was an absolute treat.
Game shot and the match.
And Andreas Harrison makes it 2 wins out of 2. But Tommy Lishman, if he carries on playing to these numbers, it's going to take some stopping. And it took some performance to stop him there from Andreas. And the tail of the tape, 95 average for Andreas, the 102 helping him en route. Coming up after the break, it's the 2 Kevs, Edwards and Painter.
Charlie McGuire, 164. 44. 32. Charlie require 120.
Well, 120. He's got a fair, at least 2 handfuls at this. Just needs to stay
60.
there. That's a good shot. Halves his score. Leaves himself on a 2-darter.
$26. Charlie
Time on his
require
side
60.
to become back-to-back singles champion.
$40.
Definitely a couple of nerves in those last 2 darts. But he'll be coming back.
It's a moment he's been in before this situation. Standing at the back of the stage,
Charlie
approaching the
require
hockey with a
20.
chance to win the title.
He did this to win the first title, if you remember.
11.
I think he's gone.
Georgia
I think
require
he's gone to
180.
bust it, maybe. The first title he won, he wanted 20. He went 6-7-7 to win it. He had a chance to replicate it again.
Yeah, I get the feeling that was for a bust, and
39.
on that situation there, George Scaife wasn't even
9.
able to take it out going to the 18s on that switch.
Yeah, I think he just panicked a bit, but he's done well to get that big one.
Sometimes can be the hardest part.
Georgia requires
This is it.
79.
It's got to be 19s. It's got to be 19s for this shot. Big 20 and a double. He's got the first one. He's going to get a match dart here.
$59. Charlie
Threw the entire
require
body into that
8.
one. Just didn't want to let go of the dart.
No score.
He's given George a chance.
Georgia require 20.
I think George has been quite good on double 10 today.
So many opportunities for Charlie Murphy.
Go!
Couldn't get the job
it.
done.
Got out the match! And the Red Dragon
George
Modus
Scaife.
Super Series Influencers Champion, George Scaife!
is a global superstar. Everybody's finding the funny side of this. But it's Richie Burnett that's going to have the last laugh.
He didn't stay there. Instead, opted to take it out.
I think he's starting to enjoy this. I've not seen a game like this before in Portsmouth.
Ryan Branley, that is superb.
Mason Whitlock hits the 9-darter.
Mason Whitlock. Ollie Howard, that is superb.
So this is what we have got to look forward to in week 10. The reigning and defending global champion Devon Peterson is one of the headline names in Group A. Richie Burnett's going to be back, which means his love affair with the speaker is going to continue to blossom. We're also going to see Boris Kirchmar make his debut here. Really looking forward to watching Boris in action. Group B, Mason Whitlock's back alongside Steve Hine and Mike Gillett. Gillett, the best a man can get. Group C, Richard McKee, Ollie Howard and Oliver King. That gets underway from 9:30 a.m. on Monday morning. Right, back to tonight then. And this is what we've seen so far. 5 games down in this Group B. So far, so good for Andreas Harrison and Steve West. The 2 players that have dropped out from Group A, both picking up maximum points so far. The other winner this evening, Tommy Lishman, who is running at an average of in excess of a ton for the evening, but only has the 1 win to his name. We can have a look at the table. It's Andreas and Steve at the top on 4, Tommy Lishman on 2, Edwards and Painter without a win to their name yet this evening. But one of them will have the opportunity to change that in our next meeting, because it is the El Kevico between Edwards and Painter in game 6 of the evening. See, I thought it was a good line, but everybody else is just laughing at me. But who is Matthew Edgar going to win the famous clash, which will forever now be known as El Kevico?
And you got it right as well. We're laughing at you, not with you.
I actually thought that was one of my better ones. That's the worst bit about it.
It was. That's the worst thing about it.
121.
Put it this way, it's better than some of the other
26
bits I've harped on about. Anyway, let's talk about El Kevico. And in fact, it's a meeting between 2 players at the bottom of the table. Because
43.
neither player have picked up a point yet.
Both have played with plenty of
45.
encouragement, though, haven't they? Certainly that game for Kevin Painter against Steve West took him all the way. Steve West, the second favourite for this group. Not only that, one of the strong
60.
fancies before a dart was thrown to pick up the weekly title.
$45.
So a lot he could really take and draw on from that. We've talked quite a lot, haven't we, about where players can find inspiration from. There's plenty of inspiring stories that Kevin will be aware of
180.
people coming through similar situations and coming out of it the other side. Mark Walsh was the one that really came to my mind.
85.
A player that was better after having it.
Well, Kevin Edwards has played handy stuff all evening long, as you rightly saying, you rightly allude to. But even an average of 99.79 was not enough against Tommy Lishman in the previous game he played. But he's left himself on tops and he's got a
60.
crumb of comfort in this
Kevin, you require 40.
opening leg against Painter.
No score. $100. Kevin, you require 40. Game shot in the first leg. Kevin
It
Edwards.
is Edwards that strikes first in the meetings of the two Kevs.
Second leg, it's Kevin Painter to throw first. Game on.
And of course, it's one of those occasions where the referee has to state the first and second name in terms of who throws first.
60. $81. $82. $140.
Said earlier on that it felt like this was one of the better nights we've seen from
100.
Kevin Edwards as regards to consistency, and it's continuing throughout the whole night. He'll probably feel at the moment very harshly treated to be sat on 0 points.
Well, put it this way, he played like this in Group C, then he's going to get plenty of change. But
140.
I've got to say, this has been a very, very good night in terms of the standard, in terms of some of the darts we've seen. It took a couple of games to get
99.
going, but
Kevin, you require
since game 2, we've seen 3 absolute rippers. And Edwards following first leg
50.
where
Kevin, you
he's
require
stuttered
160.
and stalled a little bit, has really begun to find his mojo in leg 2. Painter looking at 160. Just couldn't find that second treble there.
100. Kevin, you require 90.
Comes back for 60. Edwards may only get a poke at the ball for 2-0. When he gets the bonus of 2 at double 15.
75. Kevin, you require 60.
So Painter looking at 60. Now looking at double top. And we're now looking at a level game at 1 apiece.
Kevin's finishing's been superb, hasn't it, this evening?
Third leg, it's
1
Kevin
from
Edwards
3,
to throw first.
3
Game
from
on.
4, 1 from 1. 5 doubles converted in just 8 darts.
60.
That is elite level finishing.
He's one of the traits that he is best noted for, as you mentioned in that Premier League
85.
campaign, is finishing under pressure is really one of his key strengths. Now you may see on the collar of the right sleeve of Kevin's shirt,
140.
well, I should mention which Kevin we shouldn't I? Because they're both called Kevin in this game. But Painter, that is. The Alzheimer's Society Forget-Me-Not. Really good charity which
134.
does some incredible work fighting a awful disease. And Kevin, not the only player to represent that charity of distinction. Dave Wazowski's done
45.
things such as charity walks for that particular charity to raise vital funds against a disease which unfortunately millions of families have to
58.
fight against every single year. And I can tell you from a a recent personal experience of mine that it's a disease which not just
60.
for the people that suffer of it is awful, but also for the families involved as well. And for Kevin, the awareness of that, I'm sure, is something very important to him, and the work that particular charity does is
82.
absolutely incredible.
$55. Kevin, you require 142.
Was looking for the second, couldn't quite find the second.
Yeah. $82.
Leave
Kevin, you require
himself on
141.
60 upon his return. Edwards looking at 141. Can't be done.
105.
But what he can do
Kevin,
is
you
leave himself
require
on
60.
36 and force the issue of Painter, who's looking for the break here. But that
28.
sails
Kevin, you
wide,
require
much to his
36.
frustration.
Yeah, it's the wideness that's the frustration. Had it stayed straight, he would have still been able to get a dart at the double 10. Instead, it's just a set-up play and then hope that Kevin
Game shot
Edwards
in the third
misses.
leg. Kevin Edwards.
Which hasn't been a very profitable strategy this evening.
Fourth leg, it's Kevin Painter to throw first. Game on. $100.
I'm going to put you to the spot quiz test here, as the oracle of all Super Series things. You've made a Yorkshire week.
Yes.
85.
Give me a Kevin week.
Give me a couple of legs. Go on, you do the next couple of legs.
I'll give you to the end of this one.
100.
Oh, come on, I'm not that good.
So Henry Deacon grabs the pen and paper to see if he can come up with a Kevin week, which will feature 12 different
100.
Kevins. Stand by with bated breath for that one. While we enjoy the battle of the Kevins on the hockey.
60. $125.
An ideal marker there for Kevin when he's really on song. That first start you'd expect him to be firing into.
100.
Does fine with the last start, gets himself down to a finish. Edwards will be hoping to leave something a little bit more handy. May look at the middle of the board here.
140.
Persisted.
Kevin, you require
Persisted with
141.
great reward. Spoke before a dart was thrown how these sticky moments can just randomly come on.
61. Kevin,
It
you
does seem to be at
require
random
51.
points. It's not just in checkouts, it can be random attacks.
$19.
Hang on a minute, you can't sit and look through names.
Kevin, you require 80.
Deacon cheating on the Kevin week.
You never told me what the rules were.
This one, much more simple for Kevin. Tops, a target he loves. Loves
Game shot in
tops,
the fourth
finds
leg.
it.
Kevin Painter.
A little bit of grimace there from Kevin Painter as well. He's still in this game.
Anyway,
Fifth leg,
it's
Kevin
irrelevant anyway
Edwards to
because you
throw
can't get
first.
to
Game on.
12.
Why not?
Because there's only 8 players called Kevin that's ever played here at the Super Series.
85.
He could have invited some new Kevins.
That's not how the game works. You said make a Super Series week of Kevins.
Yeah, there were some Kevins on the
121.
challenge tour you could have invited.
Well, in that case, I could have invited Kevin De Bruyne if I wanted to. Or Kevin McAllister if I wanted to. Anyway,
100.
Would you like to know the 8 Kevins that have played here at the Super Series?
No, because it's not 12.
Well, I don't care. There's not 12 of them. The 8 Kevins are Kevin Painter, Kevin Edwards, Kevin Burness, Kevin Lankhausen, Kevin Mills, Kevin Garcia,
140.
your good pal, Kevin Dowling, good player from your neck of the woods, and Kevin Blommer, who played in Series 4, Week 4.
60.
Belgian player.
What about Kevin Munch? You could have had Kevin Munch in there. The German. Plays left and right-handed.
Beat Adrian Lewis,
100.
didn't he, at the Worlds once upon a time?
He did.
Now, Kai Fang Lung's English name, I've been told in my ear, actually translates to Kevin.
60. Kevin, you require 140.
See? Missed all these. But this is an important moment here. Kevin Painter has got 6 darts. He'd be happy here with a straight ton.
$60.
Just taken out a finish of 80 in the previous.
135. Kevin, you require 80.
Oh, look at this.
Game shot in the 5th.
Told you he loves
Kevin
tops.
Painter.
You may love it a little bit more right now. Cheeky finish.
6
Good
leg is
finish.
Kevin Painter
Quality
to throw
finish.
First.
And now he's got the throw. He's got 2
Game on.
legs to pick up his first victory of his Group B campaign.
Well, there was once upon a time where Kevin Painter dared do something like that, but he's certainly a man for
100.
evolution is the artist.
Look at the fire. Look at the grit. He believes right now.
Now, would you like another fun fact, Matt?
60.
There are, according to the Population Project, 213,287 Kevins in the United Kingdom, which represents
94.
0.30% of the UK population.
There
100.
is a name that's actually been like extinct. Is it Adam?
Gary and Nigel. You don't get many Niges about anymore, do you?
Trust you to actually know the answer to that one.
It's a quiz. Here's another one for you. Here's another one for you in terms of Kevin as a name. Kevin, in the previous look at the most popular names in the UK, polled at 89th most popular name.
Well, you are persistent. I'll give you that.
25.
Look at those over Kevin Painter. All on the wires. And sometimes that can be frustrating as well when you're throwing good darts and you're just not getting the rewards.
55.
No damage done there, though, from Kevin Edwards. Painter still got the advantage. Oh, that's a good dart. You could see the reaction on Kevin's face. He knows.
100.
And he had been feeling like that was going to be more than a ton. Still just edging this one.
Well, you've got to give a lot of
78.
credit here to Kevin Painter, who continues to battle away. That tops finish of the previous leg, the
60.
real spark for him.
These aren't ideal darts for Kevin Edwards when you go on that top
58.
wire. That's why he's ran for
Kevin,
cover.
you require 122.
Kevin will have a look at the scoreboard here and see Edwards back on 150. May fancy. He's going to get a couple of visits here to get this match won. 18 for a dart at the ball.
Yes.
Could stay there to try and leave himself double 16. Looks to be the plan.
90.
There's also the application.
Kevin, you require 150.
If Kevin doesn't take this 150, Kevin Painter will get 3 match darts. And the way Kevin's been taking out his doubles, you'd fancy this to go. This could be Kevin's moment.
96. Kevin, you
3 out of
require
4 in this
32.
game. And this for first win on the live lounge stage.
Game shot
Kevin
and the match.
Painter
Kevin
is
Painter.
back in Portsmouth. The artist has waited a while for the winning feeling at the Super Series, but it's back again. And you have to say that he's been working towards that win. A 4-2 success against Kevin Edwards. Coming up next is the battle of the top two, the battle of the unbeaten men, as Steve West takes on Andreas Harrison. Welcome back to the Modus Super Series. Before the break, Kevin Painter won the game that will now forever be known as El Kevico by 4-2 against Kevin Edwards. Game number 7 is a meeting between Steve West and Andreas Harrison. These two have been plying their trade in Group A on Monday, Tuesday and Wednesday. They renew their rivalries on this Thursday night. And for these two, well, they both have a perfect record to protect. 2 wins and 2 for the pair. The winner of this one will have the opportunity to complete their card in the final game. Andreas will take on Kevin Edwards, whilst Tommy Lishman will be the opponent for Steve West. And it is West to get us underway. It's England against Sweden once again. And after
100.
the drama of the football early on this evening, the Lionesses winning on penalties against Sweden. And congratulations to Serena Wigman's side on
140.
making it through to the semi-finals of this year's European Football Championships. I'm sure Andreas does not want to be reminded of that particular result.
60. $100.
Steve West's won both of his games so far this evening, 4 legs to 3. But it's not come very easy for him,
125.
has it? He's been in a bit of drama so far this evening. A lot of that his own doing. 4 from 19, 4 from 13 on the doubles.
41. 46. 100.
Well, one thing that Andreas
Steve, you require
Harrison has seemingly
170.
got in his locker this evening is a big max. That's the 5th that he's had already this evening. But Steve West got the big fish up his sleeve. Found the first treble, couldn't find the
130.
second, and then finds the
Andreas, you
bullseye for
require
good
40.
measure. Harrison tops of the break. Well, that's an uncharacteristic wide.
8. Steve, you require 40.
So West looking at tops, now double 15.
Game shot in the first
All's
leg.
well,
Steve
but
West.
ends well for Steve West. And I think that's as much reaction as you're ever going to get
Second
from
leg is
Andreas
to throw
Harrison.
first. Game on.
I think he reacts more to what his opponent does than actually what he does.
100.
Now, I think these two have actually become quite close friends. They've been in the same group a number of times. They've played in a lot of Champions Weeks
60.
with one another here at the Super Series. Andreas, one of those people that,
140.
look, his English isn't exactly fluent, but he knows enough English to get by, and he always tries his best to
81.
get along with everybody. Always says hello and has a chat to everybody. Just an all-round nice chap is Andreas.
96.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever heard anyone say a bad word about Andreas Harrison. And
85.
if they did, it would probably be on them rather than on him.
Yeah.
$136.
3 green shot.
$87. Andreas, you require 29.
Well, that slip with the last start means that Steve cannot leave a finish, so Harrison's got all the time he wants. Now, 29
21.
is one of, if not the least checked out combo here at the Super Series. It's been checked out a handful of times. Oh!
180. Andreas, you require
Awakes
8.
the showman, Steve West.
Game shot in the second leg.
But what it
Andreas
did do
Harrison.
is awake Andreas Harrison up as well, and we're back clever at what a piece, and Andreas Harrison has a
Third
couple
leg,
of
it's
words
Steve to throw
back.
First. Game on.
Oh, I think we're in for a bit of fun here, Matt.
It's nice to see Steve playing the game with a smile on his face as well, isn't it? We know the trials and tribulations that he's had over the years. There's been some well-documented, very open, honest interviews which he's gave as well. It's good to see him really enjoying the game the way he is, just enjoying the battle. Going up against one of the best
60.
players at the moment without a tour card, which is that time of year, Henry.
Ah, yes. Last time we did this, Steve West had a few choice words to say to our reporter at the time.
81.
I know exactly what you're going to ask.
What are you having for breakfast tomorrow?
Oh, I tell you what, I'm a big fan of scrambled eggs on toast at the minute.
134.
Serious question. Best player without a tour card, give me 3.
Bo Greaves.
I agree.
140.
Shane McGuire, who I think's been pound for pound the best player here this year.
81. Andreas, you require
Okay,
140.
on the short list, yep. Shortlisted.
100.
One more.
Steve, you require 141.
Let's look at a 141, heading down to go up. But unable to get, and so Harrison leaving tops after 12 to
Andreas, you
open up a 2-1 lead, and crucially find that break. But that's awkward.
20.
And that angle pretty much showed
Steve,
you how
you
obscure
require
that bed
16.
was.
Game shot in the third leg.
Steve West,
Steve
no
West.
mistake on the double 8, leads 2-1. And I suppose the other player for me would probably be Darius Labanauskas.
Fourth leg, it's Andreas to throw
Fair
first.
shout,
Game
very
up.
understated. Currently top on the challenge draw order of merit, which would make you suggest
140.
he should be on that shortlist. Maybe he should be top of it.
And this is where, obviously, where different
38.
players playing their trade differently. Shane McGuire has played the Challenge Tour, but it's not his priority this year, which is why he's a little bit further down the order of merit there.
Well, I don't think he turned up and went, I'm not too bothered about this today, actually. It's not on my
100.
radar.
But no, what I mean by that, he hasn't played every Challenge Tour event is what I mean by that.
140.
Hasn't played the Sundays on Challenge Tours, and
Got to clarify these things, you see. Andreas Harrison?
he's always going to be there or thereabouts on
36.
that particular list. I think there's a player by the name of Danny Van Tripe. I think he's very much up there in terms of good performers this year.
There'll be a lot of people screaming at the screen saying Jimmy Van Ski.
42.
However, I agree the fact you left him off the shortlist because he's very good here, but hasn't quite done it in the other arenas right now.
85.
Mervyn King?
I think he's there. Again, I think he's one of those periphery players. Yes, he's won Challenge Tours, he's won here. I still think we haven't seen the best of
100.
Mervyn, though, this year.
Andreas,
I
you
still
require
think there's another level for him to
140.
unlock, as Harrison looks at the 140 to level up at 2-2. Another one of them, or does he look at tops? Went tops, and West not on a finish.
100.
There's also another player I want to mention in the next leg as well,
133.
who's
Andreas,
kind of
you
got
require
beginning to
40.
get a sort of rep a bit like JVS, as Harrison looks at tops. Now double 10, this for a level game. Now he's missing a lot of
30.
darts at a double here. 1 from
Steve, you
11.
require
He could be
48.
streets clear in this match. He could find himself streets behind in a couple of moments, because West looks at tops. West
Game
gets
shot in the
tops,
fourth leg.
moves
Steve
3-1 up,
West.
and now has the darts for a 4-1 win.
Fifth leg, it's Steve
There's
to
also
throw
another
first.
name that I think's a very intriguing
up.
one, and that name is Tom Sykes. Very good here. Had a very good time at the Six Nations. Was it 102 running average for the weekend?
72.
But on the floor, I still don't think that we have seen him reach the peak of his powers.
24.
Fair. Something about this venue, isn't it, that just brings people
100.
to life.
$60. $101.
Who have you been impressed by this season, Matt, on this side of the sport?
Well, right this second, Steve West. Doing a good job over Andreas Harrison.
140.
Maybe about to complete said job.
$78.
Now, what mood is Steve West in here? Is he in an inquisitive
100.
mood?
Steve, you
Is he
require
in a cheeky mood?
150.
Oh, he's very much in a cheeky mood. He's looking for the perfect hat trick. Another one of them. Oh, and it was a clip off his own barrel that denied him.
I think Andreas Harrison enjoyed that just as much as Steve West.
91. Steve, you require 25.
Well, he provided the flair and showmanship, but can he finish the job off? Double 12.
Game shot and the match, Steve West.
Well, these two have become very good friends, but on the hockey it was Steve West that provided the knockout punch. He beats Andreas Harrison by 4 legs to 1. We're going to take a break. Kevin Painter and Tommy Lishman follows next.
Charlie McGuire, 164. 44. 32. Charlie required 120.
Well, 120. He's got a fair, at least 2 handfuls at this. Just needs to stay
60.
there. That's a good shot. Halves his score. Leaves himself on a 2-darter.
$26. Charlie
Time on his
required
side
60.
to become back-to-back singles champion.
$40.
Definitely a couple of nerves in those last 2 darts. But he'll be coming back.
It's a moment he's been in before this situation. Standing at the back of the stage,
Charlie
approaching the
required
hockey with a
20.
chance to win the title.
He did this to win the first title, if you remember.
11.
I think he's gone.
Georgia
I think
require
he's gone to
118.
bust it, maybe. The first title he won, he wanted 20. He went 6-7-7 to win it. He had a chance to replicate it again.
Yeah, I get the feeling that was for a bust, and
39.
on that situation there, George Scaife wasn't even
9.
able to take it out going to the 18s on that switch.
Yeah, I think he just panicked a bit, but he's done well to get that big one.
Sometimes can be the hardest part.
Georgia requires
This is it.
79.
It's got to be 19s. It's got to be 19s for this shot. Big 20 and a double. He's got the first one. He's going to get a match dart here.
$59. Charlie
Threw the entire
require
body into that
8.
one. Just didn't want to let go of the dart.
No score.
He's given George a chance.
Georgia require 20.
I think George has been quite good on double 10 today.
So many opportunities for Charlie Murphy.
Go!
Couldn't get the job
Yes!
done.
Got in the match! And the Red Dragon
George
Modus
Scaife.
Super Series Influencers Champion, George Scaife!
Yep, there will be a home nation at this year's international pairs. England, this year's international pairs is the second one of the year. England will be in action from the 25th to the 30th of August, and all the action is live here on Pluto TV. Right, 3 more games to go. We can have a look at how things are going here this evening, because the table sees Steve West at the top of the pile, 6 points to his name after 3 matches. And that was after inflicting a first defeat of the night upon Andreas Harrison, who, perhaps uncharacteristically, missed 10 darts at a double in his game against Steve. Next up, Kevin Painter, fresh from his win in El Kevico, will take on Tommy Lishman in game number 8 of the night. Apologies for my hoarse voice.
First leg, it's Kevin to throw
No
first.
problem.
Game on.
A classic is a classic. Let's hope this one's a classic. In case you're wondering what's happened, Matthew Edgar is laughing at his own joke
58.
to the point where his head is buried in his notepad. Meanwhile, Tommy Lishman has been absolutely
108.
immaculate this evening. He'll wonder how he's only picked up the one
Kevin's
win
last score
from
was
the
58.
night's action. He averaged 103.63 in a 4-3 win against Kevin Edwards. And then averaged 98.71 in a 4-1... it was a 4-1 defeat to Andreas Harrison in game number 5 of the evening.
60.
There's one thing that's been strong for Kevin Painter tonight. It's those doubles in it. Phenomenal checkout
60.
percentage. He's won 8 legs this evening. And it's only took him 13 darts of which to do it.
43.
But if you do look at that being the strength, you've got to just have a little bit of fear, shall we say, in this situation, because Tommy Lishman has been one of the best scorers of the evening.
55.
So it's the scorer versus the finisher.
And what meets in the middle?
$100. $140.
Lishman looking at 66 here to get the...
60.
Break of throw.
Tommy, you require 66.
Thank you.
46.
Well, this is one of those rare times that you don't actually want to hit a 180. We've seen it done over the years. Most recent one I can remember, Damon Heta.
85.
European Tour in Gibraltar.
Tommy, you require 20.
Found the 180, bust the score. Kevin Painter doesn't have that same issue
Game
here.
shot in the
Tommy
first leg.
Lishman
Tommy
gets to
Lishman.
break a throw. 16 darter. That's been pretty much where his game's been this evening for Tommy Lishman. Around
Second
about
leg,
that
it's
6
Tommy
visits to
throw
the board.
first. Game on.
Ah, Gibraltar, one of my favourite places on earth.
I thought it was Portsmouth. That's where he seemed to be all the time.
81.
No, I do occasionally
100.
leave. I'm actually going back to Gibraltar in October, so I tend to reside in the same place quite often.
100.
Gibraltar becoming a bit of a home of darts, hasn't it, over recent times? The JDC setting up quite a lot of events over there. We see the WF rocking into town. Lots of
30.
darts, but no longer the PDC, the European Tour, no longer going to Gibraltar. I know that used to be one of the favourites for a lot of the players.
Well, the only problem is the place
98.
where they used to play the events is actually getting demolished as we speak.
Didn't know that.
Victoria Stadium. You'd actually... The players of the Gibraltar
100.
national team, I only found out when I was speaking to Craig Galliano, that actually they point towards the rock, or they'll look towards the rock. They'll move and twizzle their shoulders towards the rock
58.
to look at it as they sang their national anthem before an international football match. completely out of context, and no one needed to know that. But anyway,
93.
Lishman looking at 164 for a 2-0 lead.
Tommy, you require 164.
Treble 18. Well, decided to stay there because Peyton's not on a finish.
140.
And that 140 leads himself on double 12 when he does return.
$95. Tommy, you require 24.
So 2 12s. Double 6. Well, he's beginning to chase now, isn't he?
18.
But he cannot find any of
Kevin,
his
you require 83.
targets that he wanted. And Painter's back for level game.
You'll be expecting to get a dart here, even if it is just at the bullseye. Bullseye it is.
58.
Good effort, fine effort,
Tommy,
but
you
that
require
will go
6.
against what has been incredible doubling stats so far for Kevin Painter. Will he get another opportunity? This could get tricky for Lishman. The way his darts stand up, he's already blocked a bit of the bed. He's building a bit of a wall. He's got to go left.
No score.
And it turned out like that Pink Floyd
Kevin, you
track. There
require
was another
25.
brick in the wall. And so Painter looking at double 8 to level this game up at 1 apiece.
Game
No
shot in the
mistake,
second
and
leg.
we are
Kevin
back on
Painter.
terms at 1-1.
Third leg, it's Kevin to throw first. Game up.
Exceptional doubling continues. We've seen
100.
Kevin over the years, haven't we, tinker with various equipment. We've seen him play with slim flights, standard flights, different shaped barrels. But this is
140.
the more traditional sort of Kevin Painter setup, isn't it? The sort of setup you'd have seen him play when he was playing that World Championship final back in 2004.
I suppose it's a bit
45.
more of a back to basics approach, isn't it, for Kev?
Look for something familiar. Look for something that you can rely on. You know you've got some banked history with.
91.
Completely understand why he's going down that particular route right now.
$125. $60. $81.
There's sort of shots where you can come away from the treble 20. Single 19 is 132, 132 significantly easier than the 131.
92. Kevin, you require 150.
So 150 here for Pater to open up a 2-1 lead. Can't be done now. And so Lishman 118
42.
to
Tommy,
get
you
the break
require
that he needs at
118.
some point in this contest.
10 points between them, but it's the same equation. One treble, one single,
98.
and a double over to
Kevin,
you,
you
Kevin
require
Painter.
108.
Same breakdown, same equation. One treble, one single.
Yes.
Look. One different treble.
60.
A treble, but not that particular one.
Tommy, you require 20.
So Lishman comes back for double 10 to get the break and open up a 2-1 lead in this said game. Now double 7. It's getting a bit
Game shot in
dicey.
the third leg. Tommy Lishman.
The Lishman comes up smelling of roses.
Fourth leg, it's Tommy to throw first. Game on.
Where does that phrase originate from? Coming up smelling of roses.
Because roses smell good.
I know, but why would somebody be coming up
85.
smelling of roses?
I don't want to say the full expression, to be honest with you.
Okay, is there a bit more to it? I've not really thought it through. Okay, I'll move on.
140. 60. $85. 180.
Ah, the 180 angle.
Every single time. I'll tell you what, the other thing as well is,
140.
every single time we use that angle for 120 finish, it goes. Unfortunately, we're not going to see a 120 in this leg.
The pace has really picked up on this game as well, all of a sudden,
Kevin,
hasn't
you
it?
require 136.
It's like we're watching Ricky Evans versus Ricky Evans all of a sudden.
Well, Payne's not going to find the 136,
96.
but what can Lishman make
Tommy,
of the
you
76?
require 76.
$16, double top.
Game
3-1
starting the
Lishman.
fourth leg.
He's
Tommy
got
Lishman.
full control of this contest. It's not his best performance of the night, but it could be one that gets him his second win.
Fifth leg, it's Kevin to throw first. Game on.
And of course, this is it for Kev. This is his final game of the night. Tommy's still got one more to go, and he's looking to take on. Well, he's going to take on
85.
Steve West in that final game. Steve looking to complete the card with a win in that one.
87. $55. $98. $77.
Tommy Lishman with a game still
100.
to go. That one up against Steve West. Before that, Andreas Harrison and Kevin Edwards will be ending their evening in a head-to-head clash. And then we're at the halfway point.
60.
Group C will conclude tomorrow from 1 AM. Then our final will be concluded. We'll know who's going to be there. Tomorrow evening session starting from 10 o'clock. Who will be joining Derek Colson?
98.
Well, Lishman's closing in. 118 for a 4-1 win.
100. Tommy, you require 118.
And so this for a 4-1 win. And this for a second win. It would condemn Kev to 2 points overnight. Finds a treble with his second darts. A double 19 to win it with a ton topper. Kev expects it to
80.
go. But he's going to
Kevin,
get
you
one
require
final reprieve. The 1-2-4 to save his night. Triple 18 bull. Hail Mary time for Kev. And he
99.
almost conjured up a big finish.
Tommy, you require 38.
Almost found something, almost dug something out. But for Tommy Lishman, for 4 points and still with one more game to play,
No score.
the more match darts have come and gone, and
Kevin, you
Painter
require 25.
will return to extend this game into a sixth leg, and it's double 8 to do exactly that.
9.
But can I find the double 8s? And so Lishman's going to be
Tommy, you
presented with the
require
opportunity
38.
with 3 more in hand.
Game shot.
Well,
And
he
the
doesn't
match,
need
Tommy
another
Lishman.
opportunity. And Tommy Lishman seals a 4-1 win over Kevin Painter. The man from Hull with another victory under his belt. Maybe not his best display, but he'll be happy with the wins nonetheless. Andreas Harrison takes on Kevin Edwards after the break. Welcome back. You're watching Pluto TV and you're watching the Modus Super Series. For the break, Tommy Lishman got the better of Kevin Painter by 4-1. Game number 9 is a meeting between Kevin Edwards and Andreas Harrison. Andreas looking to end his night on 6 points. In fact, there could be a potential scenario where the top 3 players are all prized on 6 points and Kevin Painter being the only other player to have picked up points on this Thursday night. Andreas won each of his opening 2 games, but missed a raft of doubles in his meeting against Steve West in a 4-1 defeat in that particular
First
game.
leg, it's Andreas
Game number 9.
First. Game on.
Harrison against Edwards, about to get underway.
121. 86. 140.
Kevin Edwards has played well tonight. Very well for somebody who hasn't picked up a point thus far.
Yeah, certainly game number 2, that 4-3 defeat to
60.
Tommy Lishman, averaged just under 100. Probably wonder how he didn't come away with the points.
$85.
Harrison off to a really good start in this game.
123.
Leaving himself handy after a dozen darts. If he even gets a look at the 57. Well, he is going to get a look because Edwards unable to take out the 150.
118. Andreas, you require 57.
And so double top it is.
Game shot
Double
in the
top
first
it
leg.
is. And that's a
Andreas
14
Harrison.
darter for Andreas Harrison to get off the mark in this contest.
Second leg, it's Kevin to throw first. Game on. For
that, the emphatic response of Kevin Edwards. His second 180 of the game.
60. $100. 100. 100.
I think if Kevin Edwards was to leave here without picking up any points, I think he'd be rightly so to feel a little bit bitter.
180. Kevin, you require 121.
But we have seen people pick up 0 points and still qualify, so it wouldn't be all over for him. We do feel this is quite a vital, important
53.
game for Kevin Edwards.
Andreas, you require 161.
Well, not just that it'd be big points for him, but it'd also be stopping Andreas Harrison from getting points. Remember, 3 from 5 come out of this Group
41.
B between
Kevin, you require
tonight
68.
and tomorrow evening. It's an opportunity to level up. He's going to get a dart. It's a double 16.
52. Andreas, you require 120.
Which he's unable to get. Can Harrison find the 120? Needs to find a way underneath. Can't do so.
41. Kevin, you require 16.
Well, I'm surprised he didn't have a half temptation of having a look at tops there, because that treble 20 was completely blocked, or maybe even a look at treble 16.
No score. Andreas, you require 79.
And from this position, Andreas may only get a dart at a double.
59. Kevin, you
Kev
require
being presented
16.
opportunities in this leg. Can he eventually take it?
Game shot in the second
And he
leg.
does
Kevin
eventually
Edwards.
with the 6th dart. And we are back level at 1-1.
Third leg, it's Andreas to throw first. Game on. $55. $140. $85. $100. $100. $140. $140.
Harrison
Kevin
keeping
Euclid,
pace with Kevin
121.
Edwards, however. Kevin Edwards got first poke despite the fact this is on the Andreas Harrison throw.
43.
There had to be a little criticism
Andreas
of Kevin
Uruguay,
Edwards. It'd be those
121.
shots, wasn't it? Those little connecting shots that take him out of that power scoring phase into the checkout. Hold on, you called this to Harrison
Game shot in the
earlier
third
on.
leg. Andreas Harrison.
He's just done a Harrison. He's done him dirty.
Fourth leg, it's Kevin. to
Dirty
throw
Harry
first.
doing Kev
Game on.
dirty.
$45.
Second ton plus checkout of the night. Second time he's taken out this week.
$140.
It is his trademark, that 1-2-1 done that way.
$125. $140.
He only needs very small windows of encouragement, doesn't he, Andreas Harrison? He just sparks into a different
180.
animal. He's like the Hulk. The Swedish Hulk of darts.
100.
He's left
Kevin,
it
you
again.
require 151.
Kev, take this out, pal. Because you may well be scared, very, very scared,
54.
because the
Andreas, you require
incredible Harrison is
121.
lurking in and around his vicinity. Oh, he couldn't do it again, could he? No.
53.
So Edwards
Kevin, you
back
require
looking at 97 to square this contest up at 2-2.
$57. Andreas, you require 68.
So Harrison looking at 68. He's going to get a dart at double top. He's going to
Game
get
shot in
double
the fourth
top, and
leg.
he's going to
Andreas Harrison.
give himself a two-leg cushion, requiring just one more with the darts in his
Fifth
hand
leg, it's
to
Andreas to
complete
throw
a
first. Game
4-1 victory.
$134.
Well, Kevin Evans must be thinking, what must I do to win a game? 94.27 is his average. He lost with an average under a ton. He's played some good stuff, but he's constantly finding himself on the receiving end.
60. $80. $99.
He's closing in, Matt.
$45.
Yeah, it'd be a good night for Andres Harrison. 6 points potentially in the offing. He'd have taken that before a dart was thrown. Yes, we all want to be perfect. We all want to pick up all the points,
60.
but 6 on a Group B. Very rarely do we see someone fail after that tally on night 1.
99.
So
Andreas, you
148
require
for Harrison to
148.
complete a 4-1 victory in this contest.
$92. Kevin, you require
He's
156.
himself on 56. If Edwards cannot find that with a 1 on top, another one of them. Would left double 18. Harrison looking
83.
potentially that way.
Andreas,
Could go
you
20 to
require
leave. It does like
56.
double 18, but he's going to go conventional 16 tops. To
Game's
end
up.
his night
And
with
that's
6
Andreas
points
Harrison.
to his name. And to end his night very much in control of his destiny. He gets the better of Kevin Edwards by 4 legs to 1. A high quality contest. Kevin Edwards hasn't won a game tonight, but he has put in some really good performances. Next up, our final game, Lishman West.
$54. Charlie McGuire, 164. $44. $32. Charlie require 120.
Well, 120. He's got a fair, at least 2 handfuls at this. Just needs to stay
60.
there. That's a good shot. Halves his score. Leaves himself on a 2-darter.
$26. Charlie
Time on his
require
side
60.
to become back-to-back singles champion.
$40.
Definitely a couple of nerves in those last 2 darts. But he'll be coming back.
It's a moment he's been in before this situation. Standing at the back of the
81.
stage,
Charlie
approaching the
require
Oki with a
20.
chance to win the title.
He did this to win the first title, if you remember.
11.
I think he's gone.
Georgia
I think
require
he's gone to
180.
bust it, maybe. The first title he won, he wanted 20. He went 6-7-7 to win it. He had a chance to replicate it again.
Yeah, I get the feeling that was for a bust, and
39.
on that situation there, George
require
Scaife wasn't even
9.
able to take it out going to the 18s on that switch.
Yeah, I think he just panicked a bit, but he's done well to get that big one.
Sometimes can be the hardest part.
Georgia requires
This is it.
79.
It's got to be 19s. It's got to be 19s for this shot. Big 20 and a double. He's got the first one. He's going to get a match dart here.
$59. Charlie
Threw the entire
require
body into that
8.
one. Just didn't want to let go of the dart.
No score.
He's given George a chance.
Georgia require 20.
I think George has been quite good on double 10 today.
So many opportunities for Charlie Murphy.
Got
Couldn't get the job
it.
done.
Got out the match. And the Red Dragon
George
Modus
Scaife.
Super Series Influencers Champion, George Scaife.
Welcome back to the Modus Super Series, where we are ready for our final game of the night, and it is a meeting between Tommy Lishman and Steve West. We kicked off at 1 o'clock in the afternoon with a meeting between Robbie Long and Tony Sorensen. And now, 12 hours later, myself and Matthew Edgar commentated on all 25 games on this Thursday night into Friday morning. And I have to say, Matt,
First leg, it's Tommy to throw first.
commentating alongside you, the pleasure's been all yours. We've had some fun, haven't we?
65.
Is that what you call it? I mean, the darts have been good. Had some great games.
100.
Yeah. We've seen some random stuff as well here, like Tommy Lishman just going for the bullseye again.
60.
I think he was tempted there again, wasn't he? It looked like he was going sort of for the middle of the board. I mean, if you're going to start doing that stuff against a player like Steve West,
43.
the game could break down into something a little bit silly. We've already seen Steve West go for the three bullseyes tonight. Got two of them and then just kissed the flight with the last one.
122.
I've seen some good performance this afternoon. Keegan Brown was probably the best player, wasn't he, in Group C?
And maybe a little bit surprising as well. Going into that, you wouldn't have
97.
suggested Keegan Brown was going to be the star of the show.
No, we're thinking his Saturday night will probably be spent in the commentary box rather than the stage. But he's very much in position to
58.
qualify out of Group C tomorrow afternoon. In terms of numbers, Tommy Lishman's been up there with pretty much anybody and everybody this evening.
140.
But Andreas finding his ability of winning games, irrespective of how he's performed, he's won a
100. Steve, you require 121.
game a little bit scrappy, but he's also provided the goods. Well, Steve West on 1-2-1 going 25
41.
first, looking to leave
Tommy, you
96
require
as a
96.
result. Couldn't find the bullseye or the outer, and so Lishman presented with a chance here on 96. Treble 17 doesn't go. Tops.
26. Steve, you require 80.
Wouldn't surprise me in the slightest. But now it's a little bit tricky. Could recover it. Oh, what a dart that was from Steve West. When the first one went wayward, Tommy Lishman probably thought jackpot. You may not even get a dart at the outer ring.
Second leg, it's Steve to throw first. Game on.
Steve West could have the perfect evening. He was a little
100.
unsure, wasn't he, on Monday how this week was going to go. So he's not really been practicing, only been playing once a week on a Wednesday. Knew he needed the week to get himself
60.
going, to get himself into the full flow. If he gets the full quota of points tonight, he'll be 6 points clear of Kevin Painter in regards to a qualifying position.
57.
I think 8's enough.
Just because the two Kevins are just beginning to become gapped, aren't they, to the top three in this group?
45.
Well, one of them, Kevin Owens is going to have to run through the card tomorrow, and Kev, to be perfectly honest, is probably going to have to do something similar.
82. $60. $134.
Well, we're still looking at
60.
128
Steve, you
to
require 128.
open up a 2-0 lead in this game. Doesn't have to chase treble 20 and bull.
63.
Chase the ball regardless. Just to prove you wrong, Mr. Deacon.
180. Steve, you
But all of
require
a sudden,
65.
this leg could change very quickly if Steve West isn't careful. Double top
Game
ensures
start the
that's
second
an
leg,
irrelevance
Steve
anyway.
West.
2-0.
Third leg, it's Tommy to throw first. Game on.
He is certainly enjoying himself, Steve.
100. 100. 85. 80. 100. 43. 128.
Well, Lishman's fighting back well in this leg. Not had a data double yet in
58.
this contest.
Tommy,
As
you require 88.
Lishman. He's going to get a dart here. He's going to get plenty of darts here.
68.
And he's going to need plenty of darts to win this leg.
$50. Tommy, you require
Whoa.
20.
We said some cheeky things may happen. Deliberately leaving the big fish.
Game shot in the third leg. Tommy Lishman.
Well, it's an irrelevance anyway as Lishman pins the double 10 back to 2-1.
Fourth leg, it's Steve to throw first. Game on. $60. 100. 121. 100. 140. 59. 60. 60. Steve,
West
you
here
require
looking at 120 to open up a 3-1 lead in this game. Did not like
80.
that second dart, but what he has done is leave himself tops by hitting tops.
64. Steve, you require 40.
So tops to put himself in a leg. Double 10.
Game shot in the fourth
And
leg.
now Steve West is 2 within a leg of completing the card. And when he was 3-1 down to Kevin
Fifth leg
Edwards in
is
the
Tommy
opening
to
game
throw
of the night,
first.
fortunes could have been so different for Steve.
It was only really the game with Andres Harrison where he's had a bit of comfort, isn't it?
100.
The two Kevins, Edwards and Painter, the two players at the bottom of the table, the ones that pushed Steve West the distance. Andres Harrison, the big favourite to win the group. Westy blew him
60.
away.
Yeah, really decent game. Bit of a ding-dong between them two.
41. 120.
3 trebles found, 120 points scored.
$55.
I mean, that's beautiful grouping, isn't it? Shame just to come away with 55 points there for Tommy Lishman. This is a chance here for Steve West to open up a bit of a gap here in this
45.
deciding leg. The 8 points are within touching distance.
Yeah, the completed card, the perfect night is now to within reach.
95.
What is he doing? Did he hit the ball again? Oh, I don't get it.
100.
He just randomly uses the ball at different points.
$56. $128. Tommy, you require 154.
So 154, and he's heading down for the 19s. And so Steve West now has an
58.
opportunity
Steve, you
to
require 48.
complete the card. 48 points away from a 4-1 win. It's double top.
Game shot.
It's
and the
victory for
match,
Steve West. It's 4 wins out of 4 for Steve West. It's the It's the perfect first night. We certainly didn't cough and splutter at any stage, that's for sure. 4-1 win for Steve West, and we're going to hear from him next.
Welcome back to the Modus Super Series. The night's action in Group B has come to a close, and it was a perfect night as far as Steve West was concerned. 4 wins out of 4 for him. He is at the top of the table going into Friday's action. And really, it's a table that's split in 2 halves following the opening night's play. Steve West at the top, 8 points to his name. Actually, uniform table. Andreas Harrison on 6, Tommy Lishman on 4, Kevin Painter with a solitary win, and Kevin Edwards is probably wondering how he hasn't picked up a win on this Thursday evening. But it's Steve West who's picked all the points up on this Thursday night, and he joins myself and Matthew Edgar in the studio now. Steve, many, many congratulations. 4 wins out of 4, but if we go from start to finish, it could have started a little bit differently in that game against Kevin Edwards.
Probably could have been 1 out of 3 if I'm honest, because I've got away with murder for 3 of them games, so I'm going to take it, no doubt about it, but it could be a lot better.
You say you get away with murder, so in that respect, what do you feel like you did right this evening?
Took my chances when I got given them, because I was given them. Andreas missed 6 darts in 2 of the legs that I beat him in, so, you know, I just took my chance when I've got gifted a chance, and that was that. Kevin probably should have beat him a little bit earlier than, you know, 4-3, but he came back at me, and that's, you know, he gave me the chances to make that happen. So I'm just going to take everything I get.
And sometimes we mention it, and sometimes in groups like this, look, you just got to take the opportunities when they come. I mean, Kevin Edwards is at the bottom of the table without 0 points. His running average of the night is probably up there of anybody, but Steve was able to take the opportunities when they came.
Control what you can control. That's all you can do, isn't it? If you get a chance, if you've got a dart, you've got to take it. Steve did tonight. Opportunities presented themselves, and he's taken them. On other nights, how darts go, Steve might miss an opportunity and someone will come in and take that. You know, you just got to take the good nights when they arise. Kevin Edwards will tell you the completely other story if he was up here right now with the microphone in his hand, because he's had a great night. He's really performed. He ends up bottom of the table with no points. So darts is a funny game at times.
I get the sense, looking at some of the games that have been played this evening, and some of the averages that have been going on, I get the sense that everyone's enjoyed themselves tonight.
We've had a lot of laughs, apart from, you know, when you've lost, you're going to have your 5 minutes. Kev, obviously struggling a little bit, and I think Kev Painter, to be fair, has played really well tonight. Unfortunately, he struggled at the most crucial time, so he hasn't really, you know, he hasn't done himself any favours by being in that situation, but utmost respect to him for just carrying on and being a soldier. But the rest of us, we've had a laugh, we've done our bit. We go back to Kevin Edwards, he's probably the guy that should be sitting on top right now, and he's not. It's unfortunate. I mean, I'm going to take it. I'm going to walk home and, you know, wake up in the morning and have my breakfast and come back tomorrow night, so it's all good.
Obviously, that will and that desire is there. That's always going to be there with you. But I just get the sense at the minute that you're just enjoying the game and you're taking it all for its worth at the minute.
Yeah, I mean, we come into the international pairs the last time, and I was struggling. I couldn't find a grip. I couldn't find a throw. I couldn't throw a dart, and I played reasonably well. I wouldn't say it was good, but reasonably well. So, you know, I took a little bit of a positive from that. Coming here on Monday morning, I was still pretty much in the same sort of position, and I had a reasonable week, so I'm going to just ride on the wave and see how it takes me.
I think it's also fair to say, look, we're still in that rebuild process, and I suppose because you won that first week you come back, I suppose maybe sometimes we judge you at a higher standard or a higher level than perhaps maybe we should do when you consider the stage that you're still at in terms of the rehab process.
Look, if Steve West is at Steve West level, then Steve West wins, no doubt. But I come back from a week to play a week after 8 months out. I think the adrenaline drove me through then. Yes, I won the week, but it wasn't a fair result, if I'm honest to myself, because I think I battled and just the adrenaline kept me going. Now, since then, it's gone like really nosedives, and I'm struggling now to find a consistency in my game. With everything, grips, faults, actual game, it's just not there at the minute. But I'm going to find it. I will come back.
We'll have another quick chat with you in just a second, Steve. We're just going to quickly round up with Matt everything else happened this evening. Andreas Harrison in second position. This is not often we ask and say this question about Andreas. He's played some decent games tonight, but it's felt a little bit patchy from him.
Yeah, if you was to ask me to describe Andreas Harrison in a couple of words, I'd say reliable and consistent. And I think he's been everything but tonight. He's had flashes and moments of brilliance, but quite erratic at moments and has looked a little bit vulnerable. That being said, even with those vulnerabilities, has still been able to get a good points haul and put himself into a great position. We expect him to be there on Saturday night. He's only got to make the top 3 in this group. He doesn't have to finish top 3 and he's in, and he'll be a danger for sure.
Tommy Lishman played some decent stuff tonight, didn't he?
He really did. He really did. The power scoring was really there for Tommy Lishman. If there's a criticism in his game, it'll come when he's just linking up the sort of power scoring to setting up a shot. That link-up play just wasn't quite there, which just meant he was on like a 6-darter rather than a 3. And just the extra visit to the board just cost him when he played the big players.
Be interested to see how it all pans out tomorrow. In terms of yourself, Steve, obviously now you're residing in and around this local area. Has that added a little bit more pressure, or is that just something you don't think about?
I think it's took pressure off, if I'm honest, because when you travel from afar, you come down here, you've got your travel costs, your hotels, and you're going to eat out every night, and that puts a little bit of pressure on to win, to make some money, to claw it back. And I don't think I have that pressure anymore. Might be a little bit detrimental because I've normally got to have that fire to try and claw that back, but I'm comfortable and relaxed. You know, I'm just going to enjoy every minute.
Well, great to see you in top form. Thank you for popping up here for a little chat. Thank you so much, Matt. Thank you ever so much. Plenty coming up across Pluto TV. And if you're thinking about heading off to bed, well, we've got the perfect programme for you to send you off to sleep with the Matthew Edgar Tungsten Talk coming up next. Then Group C will get underway from 1 o'clock on Friday afternoon. And then I've never ever had a gag go as well as that before. Anyway, finals night Saturday evening from 7:30 p.m. Then week 10's going to get underway. That's it from us. We shall see you tomorrow from 1. Matthew Edgar's Tungsten Talk will send you to bed next.
What a finish! What a man! The drum roll finishes, and the target is
Finals night, and it's a knockout.
Dirty